10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Live from the Court Time Sports Center, Elizabeth, Pennsylvania. It's the biggest night of the IWC calendar year. It's the destiny of dreams. It's a pivotal occurrence. It is the 8th annual Super Indy Tournament.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our opening contest, and it is in our Super Indy Tournament. Introducing to you first, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 200 pounds, one half of sexual harassment, Justin Idol.
Justin Idol gained a spot in the Super Indy 8 tournament after taking a very indecent proposal from promoter Norm Connors. Norm tried to break up the tag team of sexual harassment, but little did he know, Eric Ecstasy, the partner of Justin Idol, would give Justin his full blessing to pursue his singles goals. Idol and Ecstasy very close friends. That bond is not to be broken.
His opponent is making his IWC and Super Indy debut, weighing in at 206 pounds, the Tornado, Tony Kozina.
This is one man that has broken a lot of things in his career, namely bones. Tony Kozina is a straight up badass in between those ropes. He may not have the buzz and the reputation of a man like a Colt Cabana or Delirious, but certainly he's very, very tough. A 12-year veteran, the most experienced athlete in this entire Super Indy tournament, with of course the exception of Cold Scorpio. Crowd firmly in the favorite, Justin Idol. Again, I am Joe Dombrowski here at ringside. It's Justin Idol. We have seen Idol attempt Super Indy success before, and here one-on-one with Tony Kozina. He could expect much the same here tonight. Greco-Roman knuckle-lock. Idol has challenged for the Super Indy Championship, but tonight, and indeed tomorrow afternoon as well, Idol will have to go through 3 athletes, actually, scratch that, I believe 4 athletes, the biggest tournament ever. We have a field of 12 athletes, all prior winners, eligible for a bye in the second round, into the second round. But of course, that situation has a lot of question marks behind it. We'll get into that into this broadcast. This is without a doubt the most unpredictable Super Indy tournament in history. And we'll talk a lot more about Super Indy's past as well. Super Hentai's win over Christopher Daniels in the finals of Super Indy 1, all the way up to present day, as tonight this weekend, another athlete will join the illustrious list of Super Indy winners. Previous champion Delirious had to vacate the championship, as is customary every year for this tournament, but Delirious has the opportunity to be the first man ever to successfully defend the Super Indy Championship in the Super Indy Tournament. It's never been done before, but if Delirious can get past Sami Callihan tonight and 3 top-notch athletes tomorrow, that is a very strong possibility. Idol cinches in the side headlock. Tony Kozina able to push Idol off, but Idol, perhaps a bit more mass, able to take Kozina down. Kozina, very compact build. Kozina has tournament experience. He competed in the Super 8 tournament in 2001, the Battle of Los Angeles in 2007, and many other tournaments as well. And Kozina now starting to unload on Justin Idol, the Irish whip, knocked down by Idol. And, well, hello there.
Hello.
Eric Ecstasy. I thought I was feeling uncomfortable for a moment. Now I know why. Please feel free to come around to the front here, in front of this chair, so our microphone can pick you up. Eric Ecstasy here to support Justin Idol in his singles run. Don't sit on my lights. There you go.
You know, I sit on a lot of things. One will not be your lights.
I appreciate that very much. Tonight's suplex by Kozina, who certainly the more experienced of the two, but it's great to see you out here in support of your good friend and tag team partner Justin Idol. Norm Connors could not break the bond of friendship between the two of you.
That's right. You know, Norm tried to make this an indecent proposal, but like I said, you know, this has been Justin's dream. We've been best friends for years, so I'm all for it. I know he's going to win Super Indy. Just like I won the heavyweight title, we're going to see sexual harassment win the Super Indy title.
That's right. It was back at, I believe, Super Indy 3 where Eric actually captured the heavyweight crown. What a great moment that could be if Idol could capture Super Indy gold. But you have a rough night ahead of you later on as well. 4-on-3 from what I understand. Encon's revenge.
Encon's revenge, you know, it never stacks it fair, but you know what? Even though they're my enemies, the Gambinos, I know firsthand, are pretty tough hombres, so I have no problem teaming with them tonight. It can be 10-on-3 for all I care. Indeed,
the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That seems to be what is aligned to yourself and the Gambinos. And Idol's midsection aligned with the top rope right now.
Oh.
Nice drop kick by Cocina into the lateral press. To no, says Stephen Coulter. Tony Cocina trained by a couple of very well-known old-school athletes, Matt Bourne and Billy Jack Haynes.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know too much about Cocina. He was a last-minute replacement. We really didn't get to prepare for him. But, and as you can see by that drop kick, he's definitely proved his worth out there.
Cocina, a former NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion, captured that championship not that far down the road here in Western Pennsylvania, many years ago. And Cocina still going strong, still finds himself at the cusp of any big match situation. As you can see here, the first choice, once we needed an alternate, was Tony Cocina, and Idol a bit dazed here.
Yeah, Tony's got the experience, but I'll tell you, Justin's been waiting for this his whole life.
Hurricane Rana to the outside, and Cocina lands on his feet. Cat-like agility, and certainly, Eric, there's very little ways to prepare for that.
Yeah, I mean, as a wrestling fan, that was amazing, but as a tag team partner and a best friend, I'm a little worried right now.
Certainly Cocina earning his keep here. Certainly not a disappointing replacement, to say the least.
Justin looks rattled, Joe. I don't like it.
Cocina breaking out some high-risk offense here. A crossbody, 2-0. Talking to Cocina in the back a little bit earlier, a very little-known fact about Cocina. At the start of his career, he was actually mentored by none other than Rey Mysterio Sr., the uncle of the current WWE superstar.
So, by that logic, Tony Cocina was around when they invented the wheel, basically.
Well, I don't know if I go that far. We have a sunset flip. Idol with a roll.
There we go.
And whammy kablammy right to the temple with the knee.
Whammy kablammy.
Idol's opening hook in the leg and a near fall.
5 minutes gone by in this bout. 5 minutes.
I thought Idol was done after that Hurricane Rana to the floor, but
now is Idol starting to feel the pressure here of an extended singles matchup? He's used to having you to tag. Is he starting to maybe get a little bit out of wind right now?
Well, you know, that could happen. I know it happens to myself, but we've been training pretty hard the past month and a half. I think he's ready.
Certainly Idol perhaps the most underrated wrestler in Pittsburgh wrestling history, hoping to break free here tonight in this matchup, but Cocina with a springboard into a bulldog. That's a Cocina specialty. This could be all here.
Oh, Joe, I'm trying to be not biased here, but I'm a little bit worried. Oh!
Drop kick right to the sternum. Cocina to the quarterfinal round, no. And Eric, as I mentioned a moment before you came out here, the biggest Super Indy tournament ever, a field of 12 here this weekend.
Which only even makes it harder now. As if it wasn't a grueling task to begin with, now you have 4 more guys added this year.
And we don't even know the seeding. We don't even know which 12 it is for sure. That's what we're going to find out tonight. Such a chaotic situation. Every athlete has to be on their feet here tonight. Idol leaves his feet for the satellite head scissors.
I got to tell you, Joe, I don't like the choice of tights tonight.
I'm sorry. There's a crossbody in the corner.
We don't wear pink, bad things could happen.
Could that be an omen? We don't know.
Could be. Here we go.
Idol.
Ah, missed the double stomp.
Cocina capitalizes.
Spear crusher, Joe. Spear crusher. There it was. That's it. And Justin moves on, Dabrowski.
He did it.
Here is your winner, Justin Idol.
That was step 1, Joe. Step 1.
Step 1, 4-step process here for Justin Idol. And I'll tell you what, It's only going to get tougher from here.
That's right, but you know what? We got another day to prepare. Tonight, I got one more match. Tonight is sexual harassment tonight. Joe, you take it easy. Don't think about me too much. I'll be back later.
He's touching me, fans. He's touching me. Eric Ecsey willing on just a little victory over Tony Cocina here tonight. But what about the performance of Cocina against Idol? The 12-year veteran showing why he's got such staying power, such stamina in the professional wrestling world. But Idol hopes 2009 could be his year. Justin Idol moves on.
IWC Super Indy Tournament, are you ready? Are you ready for your date with a couple of rock superstars? Because Joey Ryan, the man with rock star charisma, the man with movie star good looks, and the man who is single-handedly bringing sleazy back to professional wrestling is here with my good buddy, Marion Fontaine. Now, a lot of people have been asking questions about the relationship between me and Marion, about our bromance, if you will. Well, Marion, I'm gonna let you feel this one. Let me tell you, if there was any question of why Joey and I are together, look no further than this fabulous facial hair. Not to mention devilish good looks and a slick sense of style.
Yeah, I'd say.
And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what your questions are, because at the end of the day, there's only going to be one question left on everybody's mind. Who wants a mustache ride? Who wants a mustache ride? Ladies and gentlemen, the following Super Indy bout is set for one fall and a 20-minute time limit. Introducing to you first, escorted to the ring by Marion Fontaine. He represents, weighing at 210 pounds, hailing from Hollywood, California, he is Joey Magnum Ryan.
The man they call Magnum, Joey Ryan, known all over the West Coast, also for a stint on Wrestling Society X, makes his IWC debut, and his reputation precedes himself. Joey Ryan, one of the best and one of the most controversial athletes to come out of the West Coast in quite some time. The man who claims he's bringing sleazy back may bring the Super Indy title back with him when he returns to Hollywood, California. Jason Gory is one of the most fast-paced, exhilarating stars in the entire IWC roster. He is the youngest Super Indy champion ever, and also the shortest reigning champion. Gory wants it more than perhaps anybody else in this field of 12. Joey Ryan hesitant about getting into the ring with a man who is adrenaline fueled and high octane in Jason Gory. This is Jason Gory's third Super Indy Tournament participation, if I am correct. Debuted in this tournament at Super Indy 4, where he was absolutely obliterated by Low-Key in literally a life-changing encounter. As the fans, I believe, are claiming that they find Jason Gory to be the more attractive of the two in the ring. And now Gory is objecting to the rather ample chest hair on Joey Ryan, second only to the ample mustache donning the upper lip of Joey Ryan. And what about Joey Ryan's manager? What do you want to call him that? His second, the megastar Marion Fontaine. We saw Fontaine debut at Night of Legends about a month ago in a matchup with Jimmy DeMarco. But only natural that the amply facial hair duo of Fontaine and Joey Ryan develop a mutual admiration society, or as Ryan put it in our pre-match interview, a bromance. Collar and elbow tie-up. Jason Gory was involved in Super Indy 7 a year ago here in court time, where some say Gory stole the show in the first round against eventual winner Jerry Lynn. Gory went toe-to-toe with the 20-plus year veteran, move for move, in what some called the match of the night. But it was Gory's biggest claim to fame in Super Indy 6. Jason Gory, in the second chance Super Indy Scramble that year, overcame a number of athletes to win the championship. Gory won the championship the same night he had to vacate the belt for the Super Indy Tournament. So Gory was only champion for about an hour before he had to surrender it as per the rules. And Gory has never gotten the Super Indy Championship again since then. But Gory hopes to do it this weekend. The pace quickens, and Gory is about to fly with a Hurricane Rana, takes Magnum down. Joey Ryan's on the outside, but you cannot hesitate for a moment with Gory, because Gory will find you and catch you. A springboard helo by Gory to the outside, as now he is firmly in control of Joey Magnum Ryan. Matchup goes to the outside of the ring now. And Gory can brawl with the best of them as well. However, you cannot forget about the presence of the megastar Marion Fontaine. Joey Ryan gets back into the ring. Gory now going to follow suit. But watch Marion Fontaine on the apron, and that gave Joey Ryan the opening he needed. And Joey Ryan now has stunted the momentum of Jason Gory here in this first round Super Indy matchup. Cover, not even gonna get two on that exchange. Again, it's gonna be 4 rounds before we can crown a champion this weekend, but we're here for the duration. Joey Ryan, no stranger to championships himself. He's a former NWA World Tag Team Champion with his partner Carl Anderson. They defeated Sean Waltman and Billy Kidman for that honor just last year, I believe. Joey Ryan with a tremendous standing drop kick. Very nicely done. Joey Ryan's got some great aerial skills himself, and very enamored by his own chest hair, but be that as it may, we have a cover here for 2. Joey Ryan trained by none other than Brian Kendrick. So Ryan has all the tools to go all the way as well, and there's no better way to cement your spot here in IWC than to win a championship on your first night. Very, very few men have done it. We saw Johnny Gargano do it with the tag titles a couple of years ago at Super Indy 6. We've seen a couple of others, I believe, through the years, but very, very few and far between. But Joey Ryan could cement himself on the full-time roster, especially defeating a man like Gory, who is a former Super Indy champion and a multiple-time tag champion. And Gory explodes with a clothesline. Second time now, when the pace quickens, it's advantage Jason Gory, but Joey Ryan just dumped Gory right on the top of his head. Ryan saw where the momentum was going for Gory, used it against him, but Gory pops right back up. Superhuman-like recovery to hit the enziguri. Gory attempts to shoot Ryan in reversal. Gory gets the foot up. Check this out now, tornado DDT. Ryan is planted on top of his head. Gory for the cover here. Could this be all? No. And obviously, fans, we do not have brackets yet for Super Indy because we do not know where the Hentai, Cabana, McChesney trio will place in their three-way match later tonight. But we can tell you the winner of this matchup, oh, got a power bomb, rolls it up a 2-0. I can tell you the winner of this matchup will meet Justin Idol tomorrow afternoon, and either man that advances will have a tremendous contest with Idol. Chuck Roberts alerting us to the time limit here. I believe we have 15-minute time limits in all the opening round matchups. I could be wrong. Have to check my sources on that. But nobody wants a draw, except for maybe Justin Idol. But nobody else wants a draw here. I've seen Idol and Gory go toe-to-toe. Certainly haven't seen a lot of Joey Ryan. But what I have seen has been impressive. Pub handle overhead. Very nicely done by Magnum. And this could be it. No, Gory up to his feet. Ryan attempting to use the feet. QAS! QAS! 2-0! Near fall situation, but it was not enough. Joey Ryan still has fight in him, and now Gory up top, but Marion Fontaine got nailed. Swanton, nobody home. Watch Ryan with a super kick. That could be all. Joey Ryan did it. Mr. Mustache Ride himself came out on top. A winning IWC debut for Joey Ryan. Marion Fontaine paid for it. But the amply mustached duo of Fontaine and Ryan will see the second round of Super Indy. Joey Ryan moves on to the field of 8. You never know.
This next Super Indy first round bout is set for 1 20-minute time limit. Introducing to you first from Jacksonville, Florida, weighing at 230 pounds, he is the Pope of professional wrestling,
the silver-tongued pugilist, the one-time face of Extreme, Elijah Burke has a 98-1 amateur boxing record. He is perhaps the best pure athlete and pure striker here. But if there's any argument in the striking game, I'm pretty sure his opponent is prepared to bring the goods and prepared to challenge that statement here tonight. Elijah Burke may have beaten a 2-time Super Indy champion, but he's facing perhaps the hungriest young athlete in this field of 12. This is Michael Facade's first Super Indy tournament. He's won the tag team titles at Super Indy in the past. Could that be an omen for his success here tonight? Michael Facade defeated Logan Shulo in a best-of-3 series to qualify for this tournament. But could you imagine if Michael Facade, the suburban terrorist, had a chance to tag the Super Indy title? Could be a reality as the young bomber faces the most important and pivotal matchup of his young career. And Facade in tremendous shape as well. We've watched his development, not only in ring, musculature, maturity, whatever else you'd like to say. Michael Facade has grown up before our eyes here in IWC. but has he reached the pinnacle of Super Indy glory? That's what we are set to find out here tonight. But facing a man in Elijah Burke that has been all over the world, competed with some of the absolute best anywhere, a huge, huge test for Michael Facade, who is not untested in IWC. Facade holds a pinfall victory over the most decorated Super Indy champion in company history, that man being John McChesney. As we are seeing a little bit of mockery by Elijah Burke towards Michael Facade. Certainly Facade has studied the Japanese culture, the Japanese discipline, studied the antics of great athletes like Hayabusa over the years. And Elijah Burke, certainly that trademark cockiness, claiming Facade is not ready for him. I would argue that point and say that Facade has not been more ready for any matchup in his entire career. Cow elbow tie-up, Facade tries to muscle Elijah Burke back into the corner. Snaps off a quick arm drag. Facade might not be able to match power with Elijah Burke, but he can certainly match him in quickness and then some. Burke with more of a boxing background. Facade with more of a kickboxing and martial arts style background. Should be interesting to see that contrast of fighting styles as this contest progresses. And the other thing these men have to keep in the back of their minds is neither of these men know, should they win, who they're facing in the second round, the quarterfinal round, tomorrow afternoon. We can narrow it down to three. It's either going to be Hentai, Cabana, or McChesney. But we are not sure at that which one it's going to be. We'll find that out with a three-way matchup later tonight with those three former Super Indy winners. Facade with the side headlock takeover on Elijah Burke. Facade, his strategy here has got to be to hit and run. If he can stay out of Elijah Burke's reach, he cannot be a recipient of Elijah Burke's 4-up motto. Of course, that being 4 knuckles upside your head. You see it on his wrist tape quite often. I'm sure he has it on tonight as well. That's got to be Facade's strategy in this encounter. Great kip up by Facade, escaping the head scissors, and Elijah Burke didn't appreciate that. And if this becomes a match of emotions, I believe this may be advantage Elijah Burke as well. Burke is almost usually always calm, cool, and collected. Facade certainly, his emotions are in a whirlwind, a proverbial roller coaster right now. Facade knowing he's got 4 men to beat if he wants to be on top of that mountain. Facade with a springboard, nice moonsault, swan-like grace for 2. We saw Michael Facade competing in the heavyweight title tournament this past fall. Made it to the second round of that field of 16. Hoping for a bit more success here tonight. And Burke got the foot up and hard clothesline. And I mean a hell of a clothesline. Elijah Burke is not here to fool around. Elijah Burke is not getting paid by the hour. He knows he's got a long weekend ahead of him. And Burke gonna deposit the bomber right on top of that second ring cable. That's tightly enforced. And all the wind rushed out of Facade's body right now. Elijah Burke's feeling it. He's got the confidence. He's got the advantage right now. Burke, another man who could cement his status in this company, much like a Joey Ryan, much like a couple of others, with a tournament win this weekend. Burke measures Facade with a fist, right between the eyes. Near fall situation, and again, Burke was able to escape Delirious in a non-title matchup. Delirious at the time, and technically still is Super Indy champion. You cannot beat many better than that to prove you are worthy in the Super Indy division. Facade in control of the arm of Facade, or rather, Burke in control of the arm of Facade. has the leg over top of the neck, crimping the neck and head of Michael Facade at an awkward angle. Meanwhile, he's got a key lock on that arm and wrist. Facade is left practically immobile right now. His wrist, his elbow, his shoulder, and his neck all being stretched in a direction they are not meant to go right now. Elijah Burke trained in Ohio Valley Wrestling some years ago. Men such as Al Snow, Lance Storm there as trainers. Certainly two men who are great on the mat, particularly Al Snow, very underrated as far as his mat mastery. So Elijah Burke is a very well-rounded competitor, and Facade finding that out the hard way at the moment. And Facade tried to elbow his way free, but Burke just dropped down into a modified DDT. This could be all here, 2 and no, near fall situation.
5 minutes gone by in this bout. 5 minutes.
5 minutes gone. And Elijah Burke is pressing the advantage right now. We are wrestling an Elijah Burke style match. Facade has to quicken the pace and create some distance and break out that martial arts, that high-flying type arsenal we've seen him use so expertly many times in the past. Facade tries to fight his way free, but a wild swing by Burke, smart duck by Facade. But there you see 4 knuckles upside the head of Michael the Bomber Facade. This could be all here. The cover, 2 and no. Facade able to stay in here, still has life. And we have never, ever questioned the guts and resilience of Michael Facade in that ring. And certainly he's being tested to the utmost degree. Elijah Burke, second turnbuckle on the inside, but now it was Facade to take advantage of the high risk of Burke connecting with the drop kick, and you can almost see the wind rushing out of the silver-tongued pugilist. And this is Facade's opportunity. Facade needs this moment, needs this momentum, needs the recovery, and it looks like he's going to get it. Burke took too much time to follow up after Facade had hit the drop kick. Another duck with a wild swing and a heel kick by Facade. He's feeling it right now. The Bomber has the momentum, has the cover, and only 2. Could be a career-making victory for Michael Facade in his first Super Indy Tournament, in the biggest Super Indy Tournament. Springboard heel kick, nicely done. This could be all 2 and a half. Elijah Burke was able to roll out the shoulders, but Michael Facade still has momentum, but you gotta follow through. Oh, Burke begging off. Burke asking for a timeout. Facade can't hesitate here. He can't hesitate. Oh. Burke with a reversal. Wait a second. The body scissors, and Burke elevates Facade. Facade took too much time. He got baited in by Elijah Burke's mind games, and now rolling German suplexes by the silver-tongued pugilist. Does Burke have the upper body strength to snap off a third? Facade blocks. Facade still has fight. His Super Indy dream has not been shattered with a back heel trip. The STO takedown, another near fall. Unbelievable offense. But again, commendable resilience by Michael Facade. Burke, whatever he was going for, we won't know. Side kicks, trying to knock the thigh muscle, connecting with a spinning enziguri as well. Michael Facade now, look at the leg, 2 and a half. And Facade, once again, you gotta follow through, kid. Don't waste time to think about it. It's all or nothing for Michael Facade right now. Springboard, Arabian moonsault, but I believe Burke got a knee up. And it's time, the knee pads are down. The Elijah Express. The bone of the knee, straight into the back, and Elijah Burke moves on.
The winner of this bout, the Pope of Professional Wrestling, Elijah Burke.
Well, we're Elijah Burke doing the ring announcing. I'm sure he'd like to be referred to as the Black Pope of professional wrestling, but be that as it may, he may be the Pope of this tournament. He may be infallible as far as his goals of being Super Indy champion here this evening, here this weekend. Elijah Burke holds a victory over Delirious and now holds a victory in the opening round of Super Indy 8.
I can see you in the second row. You look good tonight. Shelly, is it? Shelly, right? I think we went on a date once. And we kind of hooked up, but we won't tell anybody about that, will we? How you guys doing? Colt Boom Boom Cabana making his big return to the IWC, and it's great to be back. I bet you guys remember when I was in the very first Super Indy Tournament. I kind of look like an announcer. I'm like a little Mean Gene over here. Where's my mustache at? I have too much hair to be Mean Gene. Hello everybody, welcome to the IWC. I'm Colt Cabana and I'm here for Super Indy 8, and it's great to be here. Look, I'm Joey Ryan, except you, and less chest hair. All right, tonight McChesney, Hentai, I'm out to be the #2 seed. I'm coming for you guys, and tomorrow I'm going to dominate this tournament, and I'm going to win my second ever Super Indy Tournament. #2 for me, and I look forward to it. I'll see you guys out there. And in a little bit, I'll be out there in a little bit. Hello. Hello. Look at me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a special elimination-style three-way match to determine seeds number 2, 3, and 4. The first man eliminated will be the automatic #4 seed for Day 2 of Super Indy 8. The second man eliminated, #3, and of course the winner will be the #2 seed in the Super Indy 8 tournament. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are our participants.
Well, a man now known, he's no longer classic, folks. Now the phrase to summarize Colt Cabana is indeed boom, boom. And he hopes to make a big-time explosion on our Super Indy division here this weekend.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, hailing from Maxwell Street in Chicago, Illinois. He weighs in at 251 pounds and is the Super Indy 2 Tournament Champion, Colt Cabana.
Colt Cabana was a competitor in the first Super Indy Tournament. Hello, Chuck. And indeed a winner of Super Indy 2 back in 2003. We have not seen Colt Cabana since back in Super Indy 5 when he competed in a 4-way match of past tournament winners. Tonight, he competes in a 3-way matchup to determine the seeding. And he's also in the ring, ironically enough, with 2 former tournament champions.
Competitor #2, hails from Erie, Pennsylvania, weighs in at 205 pounds, and is the Super Indy 4 Tournament Champion, John McChesney.
The most decorated athlete in Super Indy tournament history, John McChesney, is the only 4-time champion in the history of that coveted championship. Tonight, McChesney looks for much needed momentum leading into Super Indy 8 as he hopes for the #2 seed. insufferable one, the one athlete that started this whole Super Indy roller coaster.
Coming out number 3, trained in Hayabusa, Japan, weighs in at 180 pounds, and is the very first ever Super Indy champion, Super Hentai.
The controlled aggression and howling fury of Super Hentai led him to be the longest reigning Super Indy champion in history. 51 weeks, just days shy of a full calendar year, Hentai reigned in the United States and Japan as Super Indy champion. And who did it take? Who finally was the man who unseated Super Hentai? None other than the phenomenal AJ Styles. Colt Cabana not happy about Super Hentai's entrance, but certainly if there's anybody who likes to showboat, anybody likes to bring a little bit of pizzazz, a little bit of sizzle to everything he does, it's Boom Boom himself, Colt Cabana. Cabana spent a couple years working in Stamford and also down in Florida, but certainly nothing compares to Colt Cabana, nothing compares to Colt Cabana in IWC. Bell sounds are underway as I am now joined by a very eclectic and charismatic guest. We saw him earlier tonight, the amply facial-haired megastar Marion Fontaine. And certainly for a matchup that's going to be all about color and charisma here, you certainly seem to be the perfect analyst.
Oh, this is definitely an explosion of charisma. You've got Colt Cabana, Big League, and Super Hentai all bottled up in one. Let me tell you, something big is going to happen right here tonight.
We got the Super Indy 1 champion, the Super Indy 2 champion, and the Super Indy 4 champion competing in a single elimination matchup right now to determine the seeding. And certainly, not only is momentum important leading into day 2 of Super Indy 8, but also everyone wants that coveted number 2 seed. The higher up you are in the seeding, theoretically, the easier chance you may have to go all the way. Not that anybody's having it easy, but certainly the number 2 seed, very well sought after.
Wow, I'm glad you're explaining this to me, Dombrowski, because I have never been a part of this, and I'm going to need this explained to me in black and white. Just saying, so I'm glad I got you here. You seem like you know your stuff, kid.
I try, thank you. This is the most, no doubt, unpredictable Super Indy tournament in history, as Super Hentai certainly seems to be the crowd favorite. Hentai, the man that brought back Super Indy. Norm Connors wanted to abolish Super Indy as a yearly tradition, but Super Hentai, through his hard work and persuasion, the man that made Super Indy what it stands for today, finally convinced Super Indy to be reinstated. What a perfect story it would be if he could go all the way, but that's a long, long road to travel.
Long and hard. Jeez, you're just a ball full of facts, Dombrowski, I tell you. What's going to come out next? I can't wait.
Quick roll-ups here by all 3 of these athletes.
A lot of roll-ups, huh?
All 3 men trying to catch the other off guard, and Cabana with an ill-advised idea there.
A little bit of timing, just off a little bit, you know?
Super Hentai was robbed of an opportunity to compete for the championship last year due to an injury, so certainly this is a moment 2 years in the making for Hentai. And Cabana outsmarted McChesney, didn't get Hentai.
Went to the well once too often, I believe. Exactly once too often.
I think it's a little bit more than once now.
Yeah, we've gone to the well way too much at this point.
I think Cabana just punched himself out without making any contact, and we have 2. And a smart move there is both Hentai and McChesney went for the cover. Elimination rules here. Get somebody out, that increases your chances of winning from 33% to 50%.
Now, I'm a very smart man, but I'm glad you're explaining this because it goes in seeds, right, Dombrowski, if I get this right? So
that's
the first
true.
man eliminated is down to 4.
That's right.
Then 3, then 2. Gotcha, all right, we're on the same page, which I think is a good thing.
I hope so. Of course, Delirious, oh my God.
Whoa, hey now. Ooh.
Well, that doesn't answer how bad Hentai wants this.
Jeez. I believe, oh my goodness.
Hentai may have just murdered John McChesney.
Wow, definitely a shot to the breadbasket there. Holy cow.
Well, keep in mind, a countout is a means for elimination here if the referee chooses to. But now that we have 2 men back in the ring, this is a legal contest.
Wow.
And check out the upper body strength of Colt Cabana.
It's impressive, I'll tell you that much right now. Not a budge. Jeez. I wish I had an upper body.
Cabana's 0 for infinity here. Hentai second turnbuckle on the inside. Great cross body. Spreads out the body weight. What? Cabana, well, he powered Hentai up. He just didn't power out.
Not all the way. Jeez.
I missed Colt Cabana. I didn't realize how much until now. Hentai went for a back suplex, but Cabana's a big boy.
Very, very big. Now, every time I see a match that I'm not in, I always envision everybody else in that match with a mustache. Now, what do you think with Colt with a mustache right now? What do you think that would look like?
I don't think that would do bad for Colt at all. I think you may need some psychological counseling, but that's another story.
Right? He's got a lot of smiley faces too. Those could even use some mustaches. Man, he could, listen, if he had me by his side, marketability would be out of the roof.
Man.
I tell you.
I'm always sat next to somebody that's looking for personal gain,
right?
Polka dots work too, I gotta say.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
And Hentai, hardest right hand in the business out of any cruiserweight. Hentai tries to spring in, able to snap off the head scissors. Of course, discussing seeding, of course, the #1 seed, Delirious, the current reigning champion. But his spot's on the line later tonight against Sami Callihan. And John McChesney is alive, folks.
I was just going to say, you know, McChesney's still down and out. I'm surprised he's actually up, Joe. Jeez, oh jeez.
Well, we've always talked about the Brazilians. As McChesney, it's a suicide dive. McChesney has survived so many life-threatening situations, and certainly with the exception of the time McChesney spent as a Dennis Gregory stooge, McChesney has always been his own man and never been afraid of high risk or pain.
I'm telling you, from getting pulled out, we've got Hentai going up top.
Hentai with a modified frog splash connects. Hentai
5 minutes gone by in this bout. 5 minutes.
Cabana down as well as McChesney.
I was going to say, McChesney putting it all on the line. Holy cow, that would not be an option for me. I'd take the safe bet out, let Hentai and Colt Cabana wear themselves out, and then you just kind of slide right on in there, Joe. You take advantage.
Well, that's not a bad strategy. That's effective, but certainly neither of these men, or none of these 3 men, I should say, think like that. They're competitors through and through, and they want to warm up, and they want to gain momentum leading into this field of 8 tomorrow afternoon. And an exchange of knife edge chops center of the ring, we saw McChesney become a star overnight, doing this with Low Key in the finals of Super Indy 4.
Oh, not a spot I would want to be now, and not a spot I would want to be with Low Key.
Not indeed.
Just to tell you.
Well, I've seen you chopped. I know how that is.
Right? I'm allergic to chops. I have to give someone a prescription.
Well, Super Hentai certainly dishing out a prescription for pain here as he charges through with a back elbow. Follow through with the chop. Is Hentai focused or what? I think Hentai's still having flashbacks of Super Indy 6 and his very forgettable run-in with Brother Runt.
Oh, Brother Runt, hey?
Yeah.
Now there's a guy more my speed. Now I'm not saying I'm the biggest guy in the bunch.
If your speed is intoxicated, then yes, but be that as it may. John McChesney with a TKO. Hentai bows up in pain. Shoulders are down and no. Keep in mind the storied past these men have in Super Indy tournaments. Hentai defeated Christopher Daniels to win Super Indy 1. McChesney defeating Low Key to win Super Indy 4. Colt Cabana defeating Matt Stryker to win Super Indy 2, and that would be the unibrow striker, not the school teacher. Gotcha. Clarification.
Gotcha. This is a great mesh. You've got talent that's like international. You've also got some guys from IWC. It's really a great thing to experience here tonight. I'm happy. I'm going to say that right now, Joe.
I'm happy you're happy.
Right? Good.
Hentai's not happy now. He's one of those international stars. He's the first and only man to take the Super Indy title to Japan.
Wow.
But right now, he's looking to reclaim that glory. The longest reigning champion in history. 51 weeks. Looking to climb on top of that mountain 7 years after making history.
Still with the chops.
Well, McChesney has gone toe-to-toe with Low Key. Dishing out as hard as anybody. Hentai.
What could this be?
Time for the knees. But right in, wait a second. The Colt 45. We haven't seen that in years. And Hentai. What an upset. The first one out.
Now he's seed 4 now, right?
That's correct.
Seed 4, okay.
I think Chuck's going to make it official in a moment.
Super Hentai is eliminated and will be the number 4 seed in the tournament.
Now can you tell me, Joe, do we know who he's actually going to face tomorrow, Hentai?
According to my notes, this puts Hentai in the number 4 seed. This puts him against the silver-tongued pugilist, Elijah Burke, tomorrow afternoon.
Wow.
Now it's Cabana and McChesney. Clothesline 2 and no. And Cabana certainly have talked all night about how a Super Indy victory will solidify your spot on the regular active roster. Cabana, having not been here in, 3 or 4 years now,
Been a while.
certainly would want to do that. John McChesney has been a long, long ride to escape the shadow of Dennis Gregory. After spending many months as a lackey, John McChesney wants to prove the old John McChesney is back. And what better way to do that than to recapture Super Indy glory?
You're right, Joe. This is the ultimate test for him, I tell you. Oh.
That's why it's the most pivotal and important night in IWC history. So much on the line. Careers are riding on this weekend.
Oh.
Cross-body counter. Cabana may have more upper body strength than anyone else in this tournament.
Oh.
McChesney with the agility.
That was a big league roll-up, if I do may say so myself. Wow.
Colt 45 coming up. Could this do it? No, McChesney counters out. Thrust kick counter.
Oh,
McChesney hits it the second time. Fabulous one on top. Does he have it?
There it is.
John McChesney did it.
All right. Well,
Ladies and
let me tell you,
gentlemen, your
Joe.
winner and the number 2 seed, fabulous John McChesney.
And I'm certainly, Mr. Fontaine, I'm certainly you took a lot of notes in your head that you'll be taking back to Mr. Joey Ryan.
Oh, definitely. That's why I'm out here, basically. It's to scout everybody else out. You gotta play the field. You gotta play the field. You gotta know who's advancing. You gotta see what they're gonna bring, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell my man Joey. We're gonna have a little time tonight. Me and him and Joe. We're just gonna talk it out.
With your bromance, right?
Our bromance.
Well, certainly John McChesney hoping to have a little bit of time with the Super Indy Championship at the end of this weekend. McChesney is now the number 2 seed. Colt Cabana is number 3. This tentatively puts John McChesney against Delirious. But
Wait a minute, Joe. We got something happening here. Something's happening.
It's a guy in a mask.
Wait a minute.
We got a fan here.
I am not going to get involved in this. No.
We have a fan assaulting John McChesney. Can somebody do something here? If nobody's too busy.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say I'm too busy right now
Wait a
minute.
That's not a fan. That's Dennis Gregory. Damn it to hell, it's Dennis Gregory. Dennis Gregory quit this company rather than face John McChesney in a humiliation match.
Wow, he is okay.
Gregory's been gone.
Kill this man.
Gregory's been gone for 3 or 4 months, and now he's viciously assaulting his former lackey, and I'm sure the man he blames for his IWC departure.
I am really glad I didn't stop that. I am glad I sat back and kind of watched that, to tell you the truth.
Dennis Gregory is the quitter. Oh, and he's not done yet. Come on now. McChesney has the most important weekend of his career ahead of him, and Dennis Gregory is going to ruin that just because Gregory is consumed with the fact that McChesney is the one man Dennis Gregory's never beaten. And Gregory is targeting the knees.
Oh my God.
How is McChesney going to compete like this?
No, I don't want to make light of the situation, but let's say McChesney, he can't advance. That means maybe a spot would be open for a certain someone.
Oh, stop it now.
What? Come on, Joe.
How
come on.
selfish can you be?
At this point, he can't continue on tomorrow. I'm just, looking to have a good, have a good turnout for the fans tomorrow. He can't compete.
He may be on the shelf. He may be on the shelf a lot longer than that if Dennis Gregory says anything about it. Gregory's a very dangerous individual, and he's wrenching that knee,
man.
pulling and twisting at tendons and ligaments. This is a savage assault.
Jeez.
Is there anybody in the damn locker room watching this?
I think they're watching it, Joe, but they're deciding not to get involved, which I think may be the smart decision. Look at this guy with the chair driving it home.
How can you be happy about watching this?
Oh, well, I'm not. I'm mildly happy.
Mildly happy. And Gregory's done his dirty work, I guess.
No, I wouldn't say it's that dirty. I mean, he got the job done.
He doesn't work here. He snuck in the building, and he just seriously injured a man's knee. What the hell would you call it?
I'd call it smart move.
Smart.
A very smart move, actually.
Smart move wouldn't have been to quit the company just because you didn't want to wrestle the guy. That would have been a smart move.
Well, you know, maybe he had some personal issues. Things like that happen. He's here now, though, Joe. That's the best thing,
Personal
right?
issues called cowardice and insecurity.
Is a non-title match set for one fall and no disqualification. In this contest, if Sami Callihan defeats Delirious, he will take Delirious' spot tomorrow in the Super Indy Tournament. If Delirious is victorious, then Sami Callihan will be gone from IWC for 90 days.
Well, as Chuck Roberts just mentioned, we have very high stakes on the line. We just saw the competition for seeds 2 through 4, which ended in very distasteful fashion, but now we will decide the number 1 seed as the defending champion faces a man he has a very personal vendetta with.
Introducing to you first, from the Wax House on the left, weighing in at 210 pounds, Sami Callihan.
It was this past January at a New Beginning Woo as part of the Knicks Tag Team matchup that pitted Delirious and Daisy Hayes against that man, the new horror Sami Callihan, and the Scream Queen Daphne. Sami Callihan and Daphne won that matchup by Sami Callihan sneaking up on Daisy Hayes from behind and suplexing her onto her head. A very distasteful, disgusting, repulsive maneuver. I'm sure Sami doesn't care because he got the win, but he has hell to pay right now for a very unstable man to begin with.
Hey, it's all about wins and losses, Joe.
Sami Callihan's opponent is escorted to the ring by Daisy Hayes. She represents from the age of 70, weighing at 195 pounds. He is the current IWC Super Indy champion, Delirious.
Delirious could be the very first man in IWC history to successfully defend his championship through an entire Super Indy tournament. But
that's never been done. I'm sorry, Joe, to cut you off. That's never been done.
That's correct.
Wow.
Delirious has a tough field to get through, but before he even gets into the tournament, he's got to get through a very capable and very buzzworthy young man named Sami Callihan.
I gotta say, I've been in the ring with Callihan, but never in the ring with Delirious. I don't know if I can handle myself. This man is insane, right? Like, he is... words can't even describe how I feel about it.
Certainly a master of psychological warfare.
We are head-to-head already, Joe.
Right you are.
I will tell you this about Callihan. I wouldn't like to get back in the ring with him because he hits pretty hard. Just gonna say.
That's
real
very
hard.
True. And Callihan raised the ire of Delirious early, and that was not very smart. Saw Sami Callihan make his IWC debut at our heavyweight title tournament last October. He defeated Super Hentai in the first round. Could that be an omen of potential success should he move on?
I don't know why the ref isn't stopping this. Callihan hasn't even got all his hasn't even got all his jean jacket off and all that. Delirious shouldn't even be doing any type of move until Sami's been checked and ready.
Well, this would be a no disqualification matchup, and that's it. Look out. Oh, God.
Here already.
He just ate a sign, for goodness sakes, and Delirious is chasing Sami Callihan now. Keep in mind the rules here. If Sami Callihan wins, he gets the #1 seed in Super Indy, and Delirious goes bye-bye. If Delirious wins, Sami Callihan's gone for 90 days.
90 days.
And certainly that's going to cut off any potential momentum that the new horror Sami Callihan had.
Now we got no DQ on this, right, Joe?
None at all. That's
no
correct.
DQ. So Sami Callihan's got to do anything, and I mean anything, to win. Because 90 days, that's a long time to be out of a promotion.
Well, that's absolutely true. But Delirious, think about this. He'll lose his championship. He'll lose his seed.
That's a good point.
He'll lose everything.
Wow.
Here.
You are one slick commentator. I'll tell you that, Joe. You've got it all right now. You are on the ball. Damn.
Are you positioned for a regular spot out here or something? What's up? What's up with that? And Delirious has certainly waited for about 3 or 4 months to get his hands on Sami Callihan. Delirious did not see Sami Callihan back suplex Daisy Hayes on her head, but certainly once he found out, he was irate. And the two have not crossed paths since then until now. Sami to the outside, and you gotta think Sami Callihan may be having second thoughts now.
Oh, easily. If I was him, I'd book it out.
Delirious, baseball slide, no. Callihan a step ahead. Oh. And Delirious sent right into the ring apron where wood meets metal. Nowhere there that feels good. Callihan's still in his very early 20s, a hot prospect all over the East Coast and Midwest. He's appeared on Ring of Honor's television show on HDNet and a variety of other big-time promotions, of course, IWC included. But certainly it would be a big career blow to have one of those big avenues cut off for 90 days' time.
Now, Joe, why does Daisy Hayes need to be out here? I mean, this is going to be no DQ. We obviously have an action on the outside. I don't trust her. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
Why don't you trust Daisy Hayes?
Because you know something's going to happen and she's going to get involved and it's going to be dirty and only to Delirious' advantage. And that's not fair. That's handicapped, Joe. That's not fair.
First of all, Daisy Hayes is not dirty in any sense of the word. I think she would resent your insinuation. Secondly, she's the personal interpreter of Delirious and his official manager. She has a manager's license. She's allowed to be out there.
I still don't like it. I still don't like it. Something's going to happen. I got a feeling. These two, Delirious and Daisy Hayes.
You want to talk about dirty? How about a creeping a mustache out there?
Wait, now, wait just a second. That's fashionable, Joe.
Oh.
There's a fine line between dirty and fashionable.
Yeah, if it's
definitely fashionable.
If it's the mid-70s, sure. We were calling Briscoe and Funk, but no, it's Delirious and Callihan.
There's nothing wrong with the class.
And look at Sami Callihan now.
Callihan, touch her?
He's intimidating her.
Oh.
Come on now. Daisy Hayes has to run for cover, and she's one of the toughest pound-for-pound women in this business.
Well, you know, it probably wouldn't have mattered if she would have stayed in her own corner. She's moving around, trying to get involved in the action. That's why, Joe.
Oh, she hadn't done a thing. And Delirious gonna unleash a little bit of justice here on Sami Callihan, but Callihan goes to the eyes.
There you go. That's the one place you gotta go. No matter how big you are, you rake to the eyes. That'll set the bar a little bit more equal.
Delirious was the winner at Super Indy 5 right here at court time. Made Troy Lords pass out from the pain in the final round. In the second round of that tournament, he defeated Matt Seidel, of course, currently better known as Evan Bourne.
Now look, Callihan was just saying hi to Daisy.
He was not saying
just
hi.
A cordial hello between friends, that's all.
Sami Callihan's not that personable.
Oh, I think if you got to know him maybe, Joe, your ideas might change. Have you talked to him lately?
Yeah. Unfortunately. Callihan.
Now, I say this about him now, but if I was in the ring with him, obviously it would be a whole nother perspective.
Of course. That matter. I don't think we could get any kind of Delirious type perspective, though. Who knows what's going through his mind? It was almost a steel chair, but Delirious with a headbutt to counter, but Callihan again pressing the advantage. And
5 minutes gone by, 5 minutes.
You mentioned at the outset of this matchup, oh wait a second, there we go, there's the chair shot. You mentioned the striking ability of Sami Callihan. His clotheslines have been compared to the likes of Stan Hansen, of all people.
Wow.
So certainly a very tough individual is Sami Callihan, a deceptively strong striker. He's not much to look at, but he's very powerful.
I'd say if you're getting clotheslines that are compared to Stan Hansen, then you're throwing a hard clothesline. Wow. That is impressive. Yeah, definitely not going to want to be back in the ring with him. If it was up to me, and if I was Delirious, I'd probably give it up by now.
No, I don't think Delirious is going to give it up. Two-time Super Indy champion has Sami Callihan now choking Delirious with that steel chair.
There's no problem in giving up right now. You know, he gives up, takes it home. Daisy Hayes can comfort him. It'll be okay. You know, forget about it tomorrow or go on. It's no big deal.
Super Indy championship means a lot more to Delirious than that. Certainly, you can see the angry scowl that's been through on Callihan's face throughout this matchup. Callihan, they've been going for a suplex. Delirious.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say Sami Callihan was born with that scowl, right?
That may be true.
That's probably a good bet.
I've never seen the man happy. He's probably happy on the inside now that he's inflicting pain on Delirious. Cover here, 2 and no. Sami Callihan has a very storied tournament record in his career. Went very, very far. I believe he went as far as the finals of the Ted Petty Invitational in the Midwest. Been in a couple of other tournaments as well.
Another great tournament, Joe. Another great one.
So Sami Callihan is tested in a tournament atmosphere, not to mention his debut in the IWC Heavyweight Title Tournament last year.
Oh, good now. Hey.
Sami Callihan.
Both men thinking the same thing, Joe.
Was able to shrug the chair off just enough to rifle off a shot of his own. But you see that delayed reaction as the adrenaline starts to wear off, the cobwebs start to sink in, and both these guys are in trouble.
I'll tell you, when Delirious threw that at Callihan, it was like a gunshot in here. Jeez. How do you take something like that and still throw a chair at your own?
Pinpoint precision by Delirious.
Wow.
And both men now battling on their knees. And that's testament to what this match has taken out of both men who cannot even stand now, but they can still fight.
Oh, that's all it's been from the get-go, Joe. Just a fight, all out. Look at these guys.
All for the pride and honor of Daisy Hayes, whom Callihan sucker-shotted from behind in January with the back suplex.
I mean, is she really worth it, Joe?
Is she worth it? Absolutely.
Yeah, all this? You think so?
She's worth it. The Super Indy title's worth it. Competitive spirit is worth it. It's worth it for the fans. Delirious takes down Callihan here, back of the neck, 2 and no. You have a very jaded sense of reality, Mr. Fontaine.
Oh, it's not jaded at all. It's just the truth, Joe.
Is it just mustaches and baby oil for you? Is that all it is?
Well, that's a good part of it. That's a good portion. More than 50%, easily. What do we got here?
Delirious maybe looking to rearrange the facial features of Sami Callihan as he attempts to wedge that chair.
Maybe Daisy Hayes should interpret him how to put that chair up there.
Well, that's very true. We got it.
Okay, never mind.
No one ever said Delirious was a Rhodes Scholar.
Right.
But he made it work.
Now wait a minute, is he speaking some foreign language that just hasn't been discovered yet, or
well, that was a mixture between English and lizard speak. I believe I got time to die out of that.
Okay. Maybe I need you here to interpret what he's saying, because I'm lost.
Oh! And there's a Hanson-like lariat out of nowhere as Delirious tried to charge in with the knee, and it almost got 3.
It took Delirious a little time setting that chair up, gave Callihan that little opening.
Great point. Delirious might have been going for a panic attack a moment ago, but Callihan had it scouted with that hard clothesline. And now Callihan, not to be outdone, I guess Delirious' chair wasn't good enough. He's going to set his own up.
Geez, still setting up chairs. What do we got going on here?
Callihan's rearranging furniture. He's got something devious in mind. Daisy Hayes trying to warn Delirious.
This is definitely going to spell trouble. Oh, geez. Capital T time.
Delirious counters. Look out! And Callihan hits head first. And that chair didn't budge. That was all impact from Callahan's skull.
Here's impact.
Oh, no. Oh, Lord.
My.
And you can see the chair bending. And if the steel bent, imagine how Callahan's neck bent. Cover. Down her fall.
Count me out of anything like that. Jeez, oh, Pete. It was an easy night for me, and I wouldn't mind staying that way. Jeez, these guys are crazy.
That's what Super Indy 8 means. That's what the pride and honor of Daisy Hayes means to Delirious. And that's how much Callihan wants to slip in and steal Delirious' #1 seed.
What do we got here, Joe? High stakes, looks like.
Look out. Delirious shadows over hell, but nobody home. And Callihan capitalizes a power bomb. Is this going to be all? No!
Now look at Daisy Hayes almost in the ring, Joe. You had to have seen that.
10
Come
minutes
on.
gone by, 10 minutes.
I did see that, but certainly it's no disqualification. And the reason, oh no, come on.
No, don't worry about it. Sami Callihan saw her get in the ring, and he's just setting her straight. He's just gonna say a couple words to her.
Wouldn't be no DQ if it wasn't for Callihan. And it's very unmasculine tactic. Oh.
Wait a minute. Now she doesn't need to throw.
Don't you dare do that again to her. Delirious thankfully able to step in this time. And another hard lariat.
Delirious just stayed out of their business. Nothing was gonna happen, Joe.
Get out of here.
Oh.
Sami Callihan's one of the most deplorable human beings I've ever met in my life. Look, he's measuring Daisy with a chair.
He's gonna give her a seat.
Are you kidding me? Thank God.
Wait a minute.
Hey.
No. Now how is... I know it's no DQ, but there's got to be some type of limits tonight.
A little reciprocation there. And Callihan dropped on his neck. Submission style here.
No way.
Variation of a cobra clutch, a stretch here.
These people are too loud. The ref's not going to be able to hear.
Callahan trying to slip up underneath or at least get back to the vertical base. And Sami goes downstairs.
Another great move.
It's legal. And the same back suplex he gave to Daisy. Delirious got it on the chair. And that was enough.
Smart move by Callihan. Hey, it's no DQ. Anything's legal, Joe, like you said.
Your winner, and now participating in the Super Indy Tournament tomorrow, the new horror, Sami Callihan.
Sami Callihan has just stuck in the back door and stolen Delirious's Super Indy. And look at that. That's hideous.
Oh, that's not hideous at all. Just giving her a little kiss.
And now, oh, come on.
I'm surprised he's not going after her. She kicked him in the head with that chair. Deplorable, in my opinion.
Delirious's chances of being the first ever Super Indy champion to retain at Super Indy is gone. And Sami Callihan once again gets one over on Delirious. He's in the Super Indy Championship Tournament. As far as Super Indy 8, there is indeed a new horror to look out for. You gotta feel for Delirious. The personal stakes, the professional stakes. But Sami Callihan was just a little bit more conniving, a little bit better tonight. Callihan advances into the field of 8.
Is anybody else commentating? Will anybody else come out?
Usually, but yeah, my cohorts are not here tonight. So I'll have to go on a scouting mission.
When's intermission?
Probably now. Yeah, I think it's now. Okay. Thank you, brother. Yeah.
Dennis Gregory, you think you're funny. You think you got one up on me. You know what? I was just informed that I have to go to the hospital right now. But Dennis, you didn't finish the job. Tomorrow is Super Indy 8, the day that I will be here, no matter what happens to me. And I will reclaim my spot on top of IWC. I won Super Indy 4, and Dennis Gregory, you didn't give the fans what they wanted when you couldn't show up and do the fans choose match. Well, I'm going to give the fans what they want tomorrow. Even if I have to have a cast wrapped around my leg, I will be here, and I'm winning Super Indy 8.
Hurts pretty bad, doesn't it? It sucks to be in this position. You suck! And it sucks for me to have to say that I can't have you in Super Indy tomorrow. The doctor said that you have to go to the hospital. You go to the hospital. I'm sorry, brother. You don't have a spot in Super Indy anymore.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a special one-fall triple threat added attraction match here for our good fans in our night one of Super Indy 8. Ladies and gentlemen, here are our participants.
Well, heartbreaking news from Norm Connors, the devious and shifty promoter of IWC, towards John McChesney. John McChesney's Super Indy spot is gone. One man's spot is not gone.
To you first. Once again, weighing at 206 pounds, the Tornado, Tony Kozina.
Joining me now at this time, it is an esteemed pleasure, a man who was once classic, but now the only words to describe him are indeed boom boom, the very explosive Colt Cabana.
What an intro, Joe. I appreciate that. It's great to be here. You know, I'm finished with my match, and I was taken out by John McChesney, so it's almost sweet, bitter revenge that he's not in it anymore. Well, and I'm going to take my spot now as the number 2 seed, I hope.
Well, that would be the number 3 seed, indeed, yes. Hentai having the number 2 seed. Number 1 seed is now going to...
Why wouldn't I have the number...
Or rather,
I pinned
Hentai has the 4 seed, you have the number 3 seed. McChesney would have had the number 2 seed.
So that would move me up, hopefully, the 2 seed.
The number 1 seed goes to Sami Callihan, who beat Delirious, who was the number 1 seed.
I got a headache.
We're going to determine a new seed here.
Competitor number 2, roams the streets at night, creeping while you're sleeping, the bomber, Michael the Sun.
Well, you never know what to expect in IWC. This is an unadvertised bonus match. The 3 men that were eliminated in the first round of Super Indy will compete to determine who will get that spot. And certainly a potential scouting mission for you, Mr. Cabana, as any of these men could potentially be opponents.
Yeah, I'm definitely scouting tonight.
And competitor number 3, from Hell's Canyon, Idaho, welcome once again, Jason Gory.
Obviously, I know a lot about Tony. Tony Gambino, who's been around the world twice, is known for his ventures up in Canada, the Portland region. You know, I know Gory and Farside are local Pittsburgh stars. And to be honest, when I was starting around, these guys were rookies, and now both of them are kind of have made a little name for themselves here. And I'm intrigued to see how they can perform, if they can hold up to Tony Kozina's standards. And he sets a high standard because he is a true professional.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention for a moment, please, and our competitors here, I've just been handed a note that this match will now be for John McChesney's spot tomorrow in Super Indy 8's tournament.
There you have it.
And however,
did you get that paper before?
There's also another change. Introducing the special 4th person in this fatal 4-way match, CJ Sensation.
CJ Sensation, a longtime Norm loyalist who got his rear end fired last year, weaseled his way back into a job, and now trying to weasel into Super Indy 8.
Well, I remember the kid, CJ Sensation, from Super Indy 1, or just Super Indy Tournament.
There you go, and he had a very unforgettable encounter with Loki that year.
Well, I didn't forget it.
CJ Sensation, the snapshot, hoping to make some more memories here in this contest as its second life for 3 athletes, and for CJ Sensation, a life that he didn't know he had a chance to get.
And maybe a startup, a boom boom of a new career here. Maybe he can get this thing going, get himself in the Super Indy Tournament, and go far, maybe possibly win it. This is a great opportunity for him. You know, I don't know who signed the papers to allow him to get in, but obviously he shemagled his way in. And
what was that word?
Shemagled. It's Hebrew or Yiddish.
Okay.
Or made up. I'm not sure.
Well, certainly you can't fabricate the heart and determination that all four of these men have in the ring. Tony Kozina, as I mentioned earlier tonight, trained by Matt Bourne and Billy Jack Haynes, two great old school athletes. And of course, Jason Gory, Michael Facade, products of the IWC Coalition of Competition. As I mentioned, Gory, the shortest reigning Super Indy champion in history, only held that belt for about an hour, captured it in the middle of the show, had to forfeit it at the end of the tournament winner Larry Sweeney.
Good facts you got there, Joe. You think Tony Kozina is a master of the full Nelson like Billy Jack Haynes? Maybe his size advantage doesn't allow that. It's hard to get a good grip on that full Nelson.
Well, certainly Kozina built very compactly, very explosive, no-nonsense type offense. And as I mentioned, he's competed in the Super 8 tournament, many other tournaments of high prestige in the past. And the tag is made to Michael Facade. Now, I believe, Mr. Cabana, this is one fall, unlike your matchup earlier. So certainly being in the ring is of great benefit.
And it looks like it's 2 men in at a time with tag team rule, Alaskan tag rules in here. As you can see, a tag there going. Nobody wants to stay in. The strategy here is to stay on the outside until action really breaks in, and then possibly tag yourself in for a quick pinfall. Is the way I would look at this.
Bobby Williams is your referee. And we notice as another quick tag is made, it seems Michael Facade, Mr. Cabana, is favoring the ribs. They seem to be taped up, perhaps in effect in his matchup with the silver-tongued pugilist Elijah Burke.
Well, I don't think those are his ribs aren't the favorite right now. Is that what you... Probably unfavorite. His ribs probably hurt him, so he's not...
Yes.
Those aren't his favorite body parts.
That's what I meant. I'll explain it later.
Please.
Facade in control now of Jason Gory with the wrist lock. Two of the quickest men on the roster. Facade uses a lot of martial arts type offense, high-flying offense as well. Certainly akin to the likes of Hayabusa or Rob Van Dam or Sabu.
Or Tynok, a.k.a. Bruce Leroy from The Last Dragon.
Shoulder tap with Gory with the knockdown. Gory, as I mentioned, had an unpleasant run with low-key and Super Indy himself at Super Indy 4. Nearly stole the show with Jerry Lynn a year ago, and now settles in with the arm drag on Facade.
You know, you talk about low-key, how he has really made his name in the IWC promotion, especially in the Super Indy tournaments. And, you know, now Colt Cabana's back, and maybe it's a place I can take now. As we can talk about Colt Cabana's different reigns in the IWC tournament, and the Super Indy tournament. And here I am scouting, and, you know, maybe I can make my mark again.
Well, certainly a victory would be a great way to solidify a regular spot in the roster. We wish you the best of luck of that. It certainly has not been the same without Colt Cabana in IWC rings, and CJ Sensation may not be the same after that tilt-a-whirl head scissors. Kozina back in, and Facade in as well.
The great thing about this is something like that can happen, and you can tag right out. Again, it's interesting to see what the strategy these guys are going to take.
Shoulders are down here. The veteran almost picked up the victory.
Yeah, and it's hard to think what your strategy is. And I'd almost assume that there's 4 different strategies going on from the 4 different competitors. So we'll see who has got the best strategy.
And on paper, you have to give the advantage to CJ Sensation, the only competitor that has not wrestled yet tonight.
Well, on paper, I would draw little cartoons. So, interesting. I'd like to see this paper.
It's not the same paper Chuck got, though, right? Cover.
Probably not. Apparently you saw that paper beforehand.
I have sources. The Facade with the back elbow on Kozina. Both men now, at first they were competing to stay in the tournament, now just competing to get back in. And we still have 3 more rounds ahead of us. The quarterfinals start tomorrow, if you can believe it, even after all this action.
I do believe it, and I'm ready for it.
I hope you are. Of course, we can all remember Super Indy 2, Colt Cabana defeating Matt Stryker in the finals to reign as Super Indy champion.
Really one of the crowning achievements of my career.
Really something you used as a springboard to a lot of other huge things, Ring of Honor, WWE.
Just like that springboard. Was that a segue, or did you just happen to say springboard as you springboard?
I think we just turned that into a segue.
Beautiful.
Gory with a slam. Standing moonsault. Would this be all here? 2 and no.
Right? You're not going to pin Tony Kozina like that. It's a smart move to wear him down like that. But I mean, and I guess you do have to start going for the pins, but you really have to break down Tony. Tony's not going to lose within the first 3 minutes. It's going to take a big effort, maybe by two people, as you can see, something's going on here. CJ's got ideas.
I'm not sure Gory or Kozina realized that CJ Sensation tagged in. Waiting to pick his opportunity now. I don't think anyone realized it except for the official. Oh my God! Wow. Kozina, for the second time of the night, breaks out a Hurricane Rana to the outside, and you don't see a lot of 12-year veterans doing that, Colt. Oh God, CJ flies. And you can hear the blood-curdling screams out here. And now Facade gonna fly. He goes double spring with a somersault plancha.
High risk action going on out here, as the risk obviously this time not as great as the reward for CJ Sensation.
We're a little bit thrown off by those.
Facade, obviously his reward was well done as he took out 2 of the top players here. Looks like CJ Sensation has taken himself out of this match.
Well, keep in mind, CJ has a very rich history of severe neck injuries. That's what created the rift between CJ and Norm. Norm wouldn't let his friend wrestle, and he defied him.
I do remember. CJ was out with a neck fusion surgery, I believe.
5 minutes gone by, 5 minutes.
It was a good 3 years before he got back into the ring, and he's never going to be 100% Colt.
And look at this. This kind of sick. Tony Kozina is just going at
and it looks like CJ is favoring his knee, which is good news that it's not the neck, but certainly
it's never good news.
Well, you obviously yes, but it could be much worse. I'll say that. But you got to wonder if CJ was possibly overcompensating for the neck and landed wrong on the knee.
That could happen. It's happened to me actually.
And Kozina sensed a potential. Hey! What in the world is that? Well, that's a straight boot to the face and a cover. Colt Cabana, we've just been duped.
Well, half of it makes me sick, and half of me loves every minute of it.
You're very conflicted.
And the other half...
Oh, wait a second, Colt. This is the Arashikage driver. That's going to hurt your neck. Facade did it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, and now in tomorrow's Super Indy Tournament, the plumber, Michael Facade.
Michael Facade is victorious in the Arashikage driver.
Maybe that's what CJ deserves. He tried to trick everybody that his knee was out, and then gets dumped on his neck for a beautiful victory and a spot inside the Super Indy Tournament once again.
That's what you call a little bit of karma, Colt, as now Michael Facade, battered and bruised from Elijah Burke, certainly the worst for wear, but he has second life in Super Indy 8. Can Michael Facade make this the most historic and pivotal weekend of his career? We will find out, and so much more is still to come. We still have a first-round matchup underway very, very soon as well, and so much more. Stay with us, fans.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is set for 1 fall and a 20-minute time limit. Introducing to you first, making his return to the IWC ring, weighing at 210 pounds, from Ocala, Washington, Davey Richards.
Davey Richards, previous Super Indy Tournament experience includes Super Indy 7 last year. He went all the way to the finals before being defeated by Jerry Lynn. A memorable, impressive altercation there that gave Davey Richards enough credentials to be deserving of a spot in Super Indy 8. But he's facing the most innovative, trend-setting, and experienced athlete in this entire tournament.
Weighs in at 225 pounds, Cold Scorpio.
to step to the ring?
I think everybody's ready to do a little stepping with Too Cold. Too Cold!
We've seen Scorpio a few times in IWC before, memorable matches with Ricky Reyes and Samoa Joe and a number of others, but tonight Scorpio attempts to solidify a regular spot on this roster by overcoming the field of 12 in Super Indy 8. Colt Cabana, this unquestionably has the potential to be the most physical matchup of this entire tournament.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. Two unbelievable athletes. Too Cold Scorpio, obviously the veteran, has been in the game for so long, and but you cannot say that he's past his prime. This man will never be past his prime. At 75 years old, he will still be ready to go, as you can see him getting down. Now his opponent, Davey Richards, a man I'm very familiar with, is another young man who's dedicated to the sport, just like Too Cold was. You know, Too Cold trained over in the dojos of Japan. Davey Richards just came back from a 3-month venture over the Noah Dojo in Tokyo, Japan. So you can't count either of these guys out. This is going to be an unbelievable match, and you viewers at home are really in for a treat.
Scorpio won his share of championships in Japan, also competed extensively in Germany and all throughout Europe for a number of years as well.
Sure, but we all remember in the WCW, ECW, WWF, I mean, this guy, NWA, this guy's been everywhere, he's done everything, and he's still going to do more, which is the great part about it.
And Scorpio was really the first guy to bring a lot of different moves, a lot of different parts of his offense onto U.S. soil, onto national television, a true trendsetter.
Yeah. And people still doing moves and ideas and concepts that people can't even fathom to this day. And he will continue to do them.
But certainly all that time spent in Japan, Colt, no doubt only served to round out Scorpio's style, because now you got to look out for a striking game as well. Davey Richards wants a handshake here. Will we see it? Yes.
Very interesting.
Competitive contest, but certainly neither man going to hold anything back.
Well, you know, I don't know if it's maybe mind games by Davey.
Crowd certainly anticipating this matchup before we even have a tie-up.
Or, that handshake looked a little like Davey's demeanor. I don't know. You know, Scorpio's out there having a good time. He loves his wrestling. It's really hard to make out what Davey is looking to do here. So it'll be interesting to see just how competitive he's going to be.
Well, just think about Davey Richards at Super Indy 7, made it all the way to the finals, came at numerous points a half second away from being the new Super Indy champion, and then just like that, Jerry Lynn took it all away from him. Richards has had that on his mind for an entire year. You can imagine the focus that is on this man's mind now that he has a second opportunity.
It's just like the Olympics. Let's say you're a swimmer and you come in and you get the silver medal. You know, you have 4 years to think about it. Luckily, Davey Richards is going to up him 3 and just had a whole year, but it's still a long year to think about that. And obviously he's been preparing for this. And this is a hard first-round matchup to have Too Cold Scorpio.
That's right. Davey Richards is trained to go distance, and there you see a back kick by Too Cold Scorpio, the first major strike of this matchup by Too Cold.
It's really a game of human chess going on here. Two of these guys, they respect each other, which is incredible. Obviously, you have to respect Too Cold Scorpio, but it shows Scorpio is such a competitor that he has respect for this young competitor, Davey Richards. So,
certainly, how can you not have respect for Richards? Looking at his track record, especially in tournament-type environments. The Super 8 tournament, one of the most respected in the world. The Battle of Los Angeles. The Battle of the Belts down in Florida. Davey Richards, in addition to being a finalist here, is maybe one of the best tournament wrestlers you'll find anywhere.
Yeah, we had a checkers tournament in the Ring of Honor locker room a couple weeks ago, and he won that one. So
that could be an omen.
I don't know what that means. Is that a nut of some sort?
An omen? No. It could be.
Oh, that's an omen.
Yes, it could be a sign of things to come. And Richards trapping Scorpio up from both ends, stretching the arm and shoulders and trapping the legs as well. Submission attempt here. I think you have to do a lot more than that to put away Scorpio. Rolls through out of the pinning predicament. Now modified ankle toe lock of his own. A lot of great mat wrestling to start this match. A feeling out process between both these two athletes. No one wants to make any mistakes.
The great thing about this maneuver right here is he's really, just by the ankle and toe, he had him grounded.
Shoulders are down for 2, and a great neck strength there by Davey Richards to bridge up.
It looks like Scorpio's got him in the guard position here, and he can do many things from this. Davey's very well versed on the ground, though, as he escapes that.
Well, shoulders down again. And check out how quickly Richards got up to the vertical base and his eyes locked right on Scorpio. Look at Scorpio. He is impressed.
It looks like Davey spit out a little blood there. Asking the ref to check. Oh.
Well, certainly the crowd is split here, 50-50. A lot of fans have a great deal of respect for both these athletes. This comes down to personal preference.
I'm almost worried, Davey's showing that he had a bloody lip there, maybe a bloody mouth, maybe knocked a tooth out. If it's my idea, I'm not going to let Scorpio know that I'm bleeding a little. I'm letting him know that I have an opening.
Leapfrog by Scorpio, and look at this agility, lightning fast by a 20-year veteran. Pace quickens here, both have the same idea in mind. Colt Cabana, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we're at a stalemate right now.
Well, you're wrong, but they're at a stalemate.
Oh.
Yep.
Again, it is at ringside, Joe Dombrowski, along with Colt Cabana here at IWC Super Indy 8, as Colt Cabana does some serious scouting in preparation for tomorrow afternoon's field of 8. One of these men will advance, will not. Scorpio with a side headlock, notice dropping down to a knee to cut off Richards' potential leverage to break out.
Scorpio's got the weight advantage here too, so if he wants to, he can do some serious damage on the head and neck.
Spin kick by Scorpio. And Richards returns with one of his own, cuts Scorpio in midair.
These two are pure athletes of the finest.
Cover, 2 and no, near fall.
It really shows what this tournament's all about, athletic competition. Sure, maybe I might throw a joke in there.
5 minutes gone by, 5 minutes.
But it's about who's the best athletic competitor here.
You could hear that impactful back elbow on Scorpio. Scorpio on the ground right now, certainly not where he wants to be, even more so for Too Cold, who has that aerial offense as such a staple of his arsenal.
That would be a smart move to keep him on the ground. Scorpio, obviously, a world-renowned high flyer. We talked about his innovations, what he's meant to this sport, and this, the world of wrestling. And unfortunately, I would rather not have Davey hurt his knee, because as a fan of wrestling, I'd like to see Scorpio do as much crazy as possible. But obviously, as a competitor, I can appreciate it. And Davey's got the right idea by grounding Scorpio here.
So you would give Davey Richards a decisive advantage on the mat?
No, I'm just saying it's a smart move.
Oh, all right.
I don't even know what decisive means.
Just giving you a handbook before you came over here.
But he's some other kind of hand winning for what?
Davey Richards wrenching away at the knee and the leg of Scorpio. We've already seen one severe knee injury tonight in the form of John McChesney, but that was thanks to Dennis Gregory in a steel chair. Hopefully we do not see another one.
That wasn't in competition.
Not at all.
It wasn't the thrill of competition or the heat of competition. This is, if Scorpio tweaks something, it's in the heat of competition, and if he wants to, he can just give it up and risk, not having a complete tear. But obviously the competitor in him is nowhere near giving up. His Davey's really wrenching it in, tweaking the MCL, the PCL, the CCL, and the ACL. So
half toss to the crab, and Scorpio able to counter out, and now goes back to the ankle and the knee as well as Davey Richards, but great ring positioning by Richards. Saw where he was near the ropes.
Yeah. See, Scorpio tried to get the advantage. His left knee is really hurting him.
Mid-ring exchange of forearms.
And, Scorpio was putting pressure on that right knee to try to get that hold, but you can only go for so long with one leg. As Davey was able to get advantage, and now he's right up on that knee again.
Oh, Scorpio, well, he hit with the good leg there, trying to just bend that knee, get some feeling back through it, rub it now, get the circulation back going, but there's no telling what kind of damage Davey just did.
Yeah, if I was Davey, I would go right back that leg, bring him to the center of the ring, slap on a figure four leg lock, or a one-legged crab, or a spinning toe hold, a lot of different moves that can finish this match. And if, I know Davey's smart and he's thinking it, but he needs to do it.
Jawbreaker, follow-through kick right to the sternum. Pinpoint precision, hook to the leg for 2-0. Davey now begins to open up in the corner. Davey realizes this is the beginning of a long journey. 4 rounds to crown a Super Indy champion. The reigning champion has already been eliminated. Oh, Scorpio goes head over heels, connects with both feet right to the top of the head.
And those heels, the heel is one of the hardest part of your body. And that was a double heel connect to the top of his dome. Definitely could have been a knockout blow. Luckily, Davey's alive. And I mean alive in the sense of he's not KO'd.
Richards is showing some life. Scorpio now presses the advantage in the corner. Reverse knife edge connects. Davey sending hard. And Scorpio just revs up those feet, collides right into Davey Richards.
It was like a bicycle kick. But it looks like he took a 2-mile hike.
But check this out. Variation of the moonsault, mid-air adjustment. This could be no.
10 minutes gone by, 10 minutes.
As Scorpio floats up there with ease. It's a thing of beauty, Joe. Just a thing of beauty.
We've seen Scorpio pull out the mat game, the striking, the high flying. All stops here. German release suplex. Davey right in the back of his neck.
And this is where Scorpio's going to capitalize, and I saw it in his eyes, where he feels at home, that top rope.
This could be 450. Scorpio, another midair twist. Cross body cover, 2.5. And Davey Richards, perhaps only driven on by the thought of failure last year, still able to kick out. Another lateral press, but Richards in the ropes.
What do you call that? A turn and a pike, a twist and a flare? That was just gorgeous. Scorpio, if he wants to finish this one off, I think one more of those beautiful top rope maneuvers could really settle this one down.
And Scorpio just trying to ground Davey Richards now and think ahead and plot his next move. You won't get a submission here, but you're certainly going to aid in cutting off that the blood supply to the brain, the oxygen, cut off a lot of things. It's lights out, you're in this too long.
Yeah, but remember Scorpio's left leg. There's got to be tendons that were strained.
Oh, yeah.
There's got to be a lot that's taken out of his leg. So I don't know how much percent is behind that stranglehold or that legal chokehold.
That's true. Scorpio's
so take that into consideration.
Probably moving around a lot more gingerly on that leg than he'd like to, and that enabled Davey Richards to get to the ropes.
That probably took a lot out of Scorpio himself also. You got to remember that.
No doubt about it, but Scorpio is the first to his feet. Still has the advantage right now. Gut wrench coming up. Beautiful side suplex.
Looks like he's got something in mind, Scorp does. Scorp's always got something in mind. Is he going to his home? That's his home up there.
He is.
It's like Colorado.
The knee's got to be feeling at least decently good right now. Huge splash, all the way driven into Richards, and another fall. Richards again survives. What about the resilience and determination of Davey Richards?
Joe, about a minute and a half ago, I said all he needed to do was go up top and hit one of those unbelievable top rope maneuvers. And boy, was I wrong. I thought that was it. Davey is pulling it out of left field. This has been a back and forth match. Scorpio really at the advantage right now. And it's almost like Scorpio's kind of up on Davey here. He's a lot up on Davey. Let me take that back.
Scorpio I think he just psyched Davey Richards up. Those kicks just woke the monster, the animal, inside of Davey Richards, who's trying to shrug off this pain, trying to let the adrenaline take over. Woo! But it's a lot to shrug off a 2 Cold Scorpio forearm.
We're sitting here right at ringside, and we can hear these each. I don't know if you at home can hear those, the sweat.
And Richards, the southpaw, right back up with one of his own. And Scorpio with a takedown of Richards now. Neither man budging. Richards is a little more wobbly, but Scorpio wants him to bring it on.
Look at these two.
And check out the look on Scorpio's face.
This is only making both of them more pissed off.
A straight boot to the face. And Davey returns the favor. We've seen Davey in exchanges like this before, like his best of 3 series with Ricky Reyes last year. And now we're seeing Scorpio in that equation, and it's just as intense, if not more so.
And nothing is putting these two down.
Now running straight boot to the face. This matchup has hit a whole new level of brutality and intensity. I can hear the impact. Davey's most lethal weapons have got to be those feet. A 4 or 5 kick combo, Scorpio's down. But Davey's got to follow through.
Yeah, that took a lot out of him. A lot of energy throwing kick after kick after kick, both these guys.
Reversal, springboard, into the kick. Beautifully done. This is going to be all. Davey, no! Scorpio gets the left shoulder up.
15 minutes gone by, 15 minutes.
And I must commend, I wasn't sure earlier, but I must commend IWC for either having extended time limits or no time limits in this opening round, because these guys are still going you-know-what to the wall, and we're 15 minutes into this.
No, you got to almost think that this might take out, whoever's the winner's line couldn't be at full advantage tomorrow.
Not at all. Little drop kick, beautifully done. Davey's feeling it.
Here comes the big forearm by Davey. It's heavy.
Oh, huge impact. But Scorpio saw the second one coming. Ooh. Straight knees all around the upper body. Another overhead martial arts style kick by Scorpio. This is gonna do it.
I'm going up to Colorado up there.
Scorpio returns home. One last time with a moonsault. Look at the leg. 2. No, again.
I give up, Joe.
At Colt Cabana, this is just the first round.
I haven't been keeping track. His 4th or 5th maneuver from the top rope. And you hear the people, Davey is not giving up. What's it going to take to put down Davey Richards and have Scorpio advance to the next round?
Well, you could see the rotation by 2 Cold Scorpio. Usually that means 450, but Scorpio looks like he has something else in mind. Davey fought free, perhaps going after that injured knee, not sure. But now Davey gonna follow through. Brings up with another martial arts style kick right between the shoulder blades. And Davey Richards now, if he can follow through, he may come from behind to win this thing.
Looks like he's at the advantage. I don't know how. But Davey Richards known for that DR driver, known for that German combo. He's got to pull something out of his bag of tricks.
He's got to go behind looking for a German, but Scorpio dead weight right now. I'm not sure if he can muscle up Scorpio. Scorpio with a standing side switch. But Davey Richards, amazing agility, lands on his feet. And Richards has what, his 3rd or 4th win?
And this could be it. Here comes that big German.
German bridge. 3, no. Again, Scorpio kicks out, but Richards is sensing it. He's going in for the kill. Oh, could be that Texas Cloverleaf. We've seen him use that in the past. And look at how low Davey Richards drops his backside. More added pressure on the back as well as the knees.
He dragged him right to the center of the ring.
Scorpio tried to bridge up successfully. He's on top. No! Another near fall.
I can't take it, Joe.
One of the most amazing matches in Super Indy history.
And a simple back mule kick stops Davey Richards.
Damn near decapitates him.
A savant kick, and it looks like Scorpio's got something in mind.
He was going for this earlier before Davey countered. It's a power bomb.
And you know what's following that.
And this is what we saw signaled earlier.
The prettiest thing you will ever see, Joe.
Too cold. Going 450 on top of Davey Richards. 450 at Super Indy 8.
Here is your winner, Cold Scorpio.
What a hell of an encounter we have seen here this evening between Cold Scorpio and Davey Richards here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we have seen a surefire Super Indy classic. Davey Richards and Scorpio pushed each other to their limit. We saw second, third, fourth, fifth bursts of adrenaline. We saw so much punishment. We saw so much pain. We saw so much damage. But in the end, we saw Cold Scorpio advance to the next round. And according to my makeshift bracket, as I attempt to keep up with this most unpredictable Super Indy tournament ever, Colt Cabana may be getting very up close and personal with Cold Scorpio tomorrow afternoon. Neither man leaving. How can you not respect both these men? How can you not respect your opponent after the fight we've just seen? Our capacity crowd, the IWC faithful, showering, smothering Scorpio and Davey Richards with much deserved respect. Can Cold Scorpio hit a career resurgence in North America and a full-time IWC contract? Will the most experienced man in this tournament, will the trendsetter, the innovator, the man that took it all to a new level, will Cold Scorpio become Super Indy champion?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is, I guess, my pleasure to introduce to you the owner, operator, secretary, promoter, Mr. Do-It-All himself. He likes to call himself N-Con, Notorious Norm.
Do we have to? Oh, and no Evanescence either. What a heartbreaker. Well, Norm Connors was a fine, upstanding promoter until he decided to show favorites and have chosen ones, such as Irish Airborne, such as Rowe, Jimmy DeMarco and Shiima Xion, two men who have worked harder for this company than almost anybody else. Two men whose guts and determination and desire I admire a great deal, were shafted and screwed out of their much-deserved main event opportunities because Norm Connors doesn't feel they deserve it or they represent IWC properly. DeMarco and Shiima have earned everything they've gotten and then some, and for Norm Connors to put them under their thumb is damn disrespectful. Nice to see he dressed up for the biggest night of the year, too. Norm Connors drove Shiima Xion out of IWC and into a contract with AAA in Mexico. Shiima has not started there yet due to the swine flu fear. But you know what? Norm is so devious and conniving, I wouldn't put it past Norm to have something to do with the cause of swine flu as well to ruin Shiima's career. That's how diabolical Norm can be. And Norm Connors has perhaps driven Jimmy DeMarco to insanity if he wasn't already there. But Jimmy DeMarco is a pervert, is a deviant, is antisocial, but he's a damn good wrestler, a damn hard worker. And to be forced into a match tonight with a killer, a straight up killer like Necro Butcher, is again another issue of Norm Connors' abuse of power. Stare from Norm Connors towards ring announcer Chuck Roberts speaks volumes about the change of demeanor this once fan-friendly promoter has undertaken. But why is he out here and what is he going to say?
If you shut up for a minute, I've got something to say.
I know we're set for the N-Con's revenge portion of the show.
It has been 9 years and 4 days since my last confession.
Oh, Lord.
On that date in 2000, I stood in the McKeesport Palisades and ran my last show under Steel City Wrestling. Since that time, during the break, the fans, the once great fans, asked IWC to come into existence. Asked promoter Norm Connors, please don't stay away from professional wrestling. And when I got involved in IWC, each and every show that we ran, each and every match that stepped into this ring, and the ring before that and before that, was for each and every one of you.
So where's the malfunction?
Driving in to January 24th, 2009, where I spent thousands of dollars to bring in the Nature Boy Ric Flair for you. I realized I was going about it all wrong. Because ever since IWC came into existence with my involvement on June 21st, 2001, as I just mentioned, everything I did was for you. The problem is, I realized I never ran IWC for me. Between you fans and giving the boys in the back constant opportunities, a lot of whom didn't deserve it, just because I wanted to be fair. Just because I wanted to give each and everybody, shut up, fat boy.
That's hideous. That's a ticket-buying fan. That's a hideous thing to say.
Just because I failed to run IWC for the man who takes the financial risk every time out. And so that night I made a decision to take back the control that I lost when we crowned a new heavyweight champion, someone that should never have been and never be the IWC champion, Shiima.
Well, he proved that wrong by winning the tournament. You can't argue with that. That's a fact.
And swine flu Shiima is a million miles away right now. But I realized that if I ever wanted to take IWC to the next level, I could no longer book IWC for you. I had to book it for me. So I created and crowned what I feel to be the cream of the crop of independent wrestling. And I want to introduce that first man right now. He's bad.
Well, I guess in the Norm Connors playbook, it doesn't matter if the fans are happy as long as Norm is happy, which is not exactly good business. Selfish business, just not good.
It's back on. Ladies and gentlemen, this man will be one of the future heavyweight champions of professional wrestling. I want to bring out Mr. Shane Taylor.
Well, Shane Taylor with certainly a superstar-like entrance, to say the least, momentarily. But it appears this is one big Norm Connors love fest right now. This is one of the chosen ones. And yes, he is mean, he is big, he is bad. He is over 350 pounds of bad attitude. Perhaps coincidentally, perhaps not, he is known as Notorious. And while Shiima, Xion, and Jimmy DeMarco have literally grown up in this company right before our eyes and turned from young kids into very capable young men, Shane Taylor's been around 6 months, but he's the promoter's chosen one.
And ladies and gentlemen, the IWC Tag Team Champions that are not the Goof Troop sexual harassment, not the garbage pickers, the Gambino brothers, but a team that represents athleticism, good looks, and charm. Ladies and gentlemen, the Irish Airborne.
Once again, a team that has only been around a few months as compared to the Gambinos and sexual harassment, the two most successful dynasties in IWC history. Certainly you cannot argue the athleticism of the Gambinos or sexual harassment. I will not touch the good looks portion of that in the fear that Eric Ecstasy might be listening, and I don't want him to get the wrong idea. But be that as it may, Irish Airborne, a very capable team. But did they earn their spot? Absolutely not. But the love fest continues. Let's all pat each other on the backs and hug. Norm Connors in his jeans at Super Indy. Give me a break.
I offered these three men a mission and they chose to accept it. And that is to permanently take out the garbage picking Gambino brothers and to take out Eric Ecstasy. Chuck, you're one of the greatest ring announcers in this business. Personally, you're a piece of crap, but you do your job now. There you go, babe.
Piece of crap! Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you first two members, former multiple tag team champions, Mickey and Marshall, the Gambino brothers.
Well, on the way to the ring momentarily will be Mickey and Marshall Gambino. They are four-time tag team champions, I do believe, and they are one of the most ruthless tag teams and criminalistic tag teams of all time. certainly the Gambinos, if there's one thing they know, it's a good fight. They know Irish Airborne did not earn the tag team championships in a fight.
Introducing to you one half of sexual harassment, Ecstasy!
Through all the bad blood, the Gambinos know anytime sexual harassment got the better of the Gambinos, they earned it. And they have to respect that. That's how things are in the streets. They do respect that. And it's only natural that a couple of mafioso-like Gambinos and the very alternative Eric Ecstasy buck the system and buck the establishment of Norm Connors and his chosen ones. How the Gambinos and Eric will get along, I don't know. I don't think they have many things in common. I can't picture the Gambinos listening to Cher, and I can't picture Eric Ecstasy tying cement to somebody's ankle. Then again, you never know what he's into.
What you guys represent is the old guard in IWC. The men that stand behind me are the future of IWC. And just to make things interesting, to sweeten the pot, let me introduce the fourth partner for these men.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
The former and soon-to-be IWC heavyweight champion, the greatest man in IWC, Rowe.
Well, now we finally get to Ray Rowe after all this balderall and nonsense, and the man who is the quote-unquote chosen IWC champion, Ray Rowe, set to make the odds very uneven at 4-on-3 as part of Encon's revenge. But Norm Connors will have to learn sooner or later you can't force change and you cannot speed up evolution. Clearly the quote-unquote old guard are not ready to go away gently into that good night. But we are looking at the baddest man in IWC, the man Norm Connors handpicked to be heavyweight champion before he was out-wrestled by Shiima Xion and outsmarted by Jimmy DeMarco. I will say that again, outsmarted by Jimmy DeMarco a couple of months back.
Hey, Norm, I don't know how you think you're going to be able to get away making a handicap match tonight when the other bookers is.
What?
So, I see you out there, I hear you talking about how you went to confession. I can only imagine what that priest was doing, listening to you talk about truck stop bathrooms, Shane Taylor naked. He was probably chain smoking when he broke his vow and pulled out his cell phone and said, "Oh, please come to the church right now. I've got the greatest pedophile homosexual in the world."
What?
And you didn't assemble that group because you think they're good in the ring. You assemble them because you think they're hot and you want them in the four corners of your bed. Now, I'm going to keep this short and sweet, and I'm not going to talk for an hour like you just did. I'm going to even the odds right now. You canceled this guy's trip to Mexico because you started the swine flu when you boned a pig. Let me bring him in. Let me bring him in right now.
What?
Norm, I know you're going to enjoy this.
He's here! Ladies and gentlemen, the flight has been canceled. It's all discombobulated. It's backwashed. Delta Airlines has been grounded. Ladies and gentlemen, this 7-man tag team match and Encon's revenge just received a hostile makeover. We thought Shiima Xion was gone forever after Norm Connors' politics drove him south of the border. But Shiima's back to help out some friends. And he's back with what is rightfully his, the IWC Championship. Shiima Xion told Norm Connors, if you want this championship back, you'll have to come to Mexico to get it. But thanks to the swine flu.
Oh, yeah!
More from Norm.
Oh yeah! Shut up!
What's he, the damn Kool-Aid guy now?
I wasn't gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I wasn't gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. I wasn't gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. We're gonna make this match then a 5-on-4 match. Ladies and gentlemen, Logan Shulo!
Norm Connors had another ace up the sleeve. The young man Logan Shulo changed his career forever by signing with Norm Connors. Rookie mistake, if you ask me.
It's 5-on-4, and there ain't nothing anybody can do about it.
Oh! And contravention.
Oh yeah, fat boy! Well, it's gonna be 5-on-5 because the guy who almost beat the hell out of you in December, Ricky Reyes, is here, and he's coming out for the ring right now. So take that, fat boy! Yeah!
There's only one Jimmy DeMarco, ladies and gentlemen, and I thank God for that. Ricky Reyes, the Havana Pitbull, the Cuban Crippler, the former WWC Junior Heavyweight Champion in Puerto Rico, where he has plied his trade. Yes, folks, Ricky Reyes, yet another man that sought work south of the border because he got sick and tired of Norm. Do you sense a pattern? Do you sense a trend? And now this 7-man tag team match has turned into a 10-man tag team match, and Khan's Revenge has turned into, gasp, a fair contest.
I'm gonna make this match now a 10-on. God, I don't have anybody else. You gotta get him.
What a big surprise that Norm Connors only has 5 friends. Yeah, blame Chuck, big guy. Give me a break. Well, we got a lot of guys mad at Norm, and a lot of guys drinking the Encon Kool-Aid. We're about ready to get started. We have a huddle on the outside, and if what Jimmy DeMarco says is, well, I'm not even going to touch that, but be that as it may, I am joined now at ringside by the other half of sexual harassment, certainly someone who has Super Indy aspirations this weekend. Mr. Justin Idol watching on as your partner enters the craziest tag team matchup I've called in quite some time. It hasn't even started yet.
Yeah, I wish I could be in there with them, that's for sure. But like Eric and me agreed on a long time ago, it was Eric's idea to put me in Super Indy. I appreciate it. My God, I'd love to get my hands on the Irish Airborne again.
Well, I think your day will come, and hopefully it'll be for the tag team championship. But seeing as how you'll be fighting against the grain, guys like you, Eric, Shiima, Xion, Jimmy DeMarco, as far as I'm concerned, among the heart and soul of this company, the foundation of this company, guys that have grown up right before our eyes, a stunning lack of loyalty by Norm Connors to side with really 3 guys who haven't even been around for more than 6 months. Logan Shulo, who's a rookie, and Ray Rowe's a hell of an athlete. He's a badass, but he sure as hell doesn't need any help in there.
No, I agree. I totally agree.
And well, there's really no help in Eric Ecstasy, is there?
No, there's not. I haven't given up on it yet, but Eric's Eric. Eric's gonna be Eric. I think I've almost given up trying to change that.
Well, you can always say about Eric, he is Eric, and right now he's in pain, thanks to the notorious 350-plus pounder Shane Taylor.
I tried to teach him how to duck one time, but he said he already had a lot of experience in ducking down in front of men. I didn't know what he meant by it, but he should have ducked that close line.
Yeah, that's so subtle and vague, but oh God. Series of jabs by Ecstasy. Flip, flop, and fly if you will, baby. But it doesn't take the big man off his feet. You calling for a slam?
Oh, Eric, don't even try it.
There's a cover. Well,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, well,
maybe he almost had him.
Maybe the 400-pound Eric Ecstasy that won the heavyweight title at Super Indy 3 could have done that.
I was like lifting up a giant ho-ho.
Knee lift, Taylor to the outside. And Shane Taylor's got to regroup. And you got to wonder how much cohesion any of these guys have. Each of these teams, well, the IWC faithful, the old guard, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, have hated each other, beaten the hell out of each other for years. This new guard, all they have in common is they're all easily manipulated. They don't have anything else going for them. We got 4 from Ohio, 2 from Cleveland, 2 from Dayton. Logan Shulo, graduate of the COC, but turned his back on everybody here.
Logan's got his hair going for him. Look at those baby locks.
You sound a little like Eric.
Hey, he's my best friend. What can I say? All right, off me a little bit. Oh, there come on. Come on, Mickey.
Logan Shulo firing back, though. And certainly, one doesn't even need to recap the carnage and havoc caused by the Gambinos in their tenure here. 4-time tag team champions. And how'd you like to go up to the Gambinos and say, hey, sorry guys, your time's done. See you later. Irish Airborne have your spot now.
I've been in the ring with the Gambinos many times. The Gambinos are definitely not trash picker-uppers like Norm said.
No.
They'll beat your ass from corner to post. That's for sure.
They might throw you in a dumpster or two or at the bottom of a river, but that's about as far as you go to trash.
They'll put you in a dumpster, then kick the dumpster into the river.
Well, now we have 280 plus of Marshall the Bull.
And Eric would probably be in there waiting for you.
In there with about 240 or 50 of the baddest man in IWC, who had a chance to regain that championship at Night of Legends, but got foiled.
I may not like the guy, I may not like Rowe, but my God, is he one tough son of a bitch.
Now listen to this impact in his forearm.
Oh!
Really, the only problem with Rowe, it sure as hell is not his pain threshold. Look at him fire away on Marshall. Rowe's big problem, he's easily manipulated. We saw J-Rock do it before, we see Norm do it now. Roaring elbow countered, German suplex release style, Rowe back up.
Marshall, turn around, buddy, turn around.
Rowe is superhuman, an emotionless assassin. And this is the Rowe that could very easily be on top of IWC.
Wait a second, here we go. We've seen this before.
Oh yeah.
The one man that can match up with him in the ring, I think, is Ricky Reyes.
Ricky Reyes is the only man, to my recollection, to ever knock out Rowe in the course of a wrestling match just by using his body. No weapons, no shenanigans, no outside help.
It was after like 69 German suplexes and many knees to the head, but yeah, he got the job done.
Ricky Reyes is in the ring now with Jake Crist of Irish Airborne, one half of the tag team champions. And certainly
5 minutes gone by, 5 minutes.
The political landscape gave them so much help there. I had the displeasure of sitting next to Dave Crist here on this job back at the Legends show. He was certainly in a very unique mood when it came to his interaction with the fans.
Yeah.
Reyes controls the wrist, Jake Crist quick reversal. And again, just because these gentlemen are have a poor choice in friends and leaders, you can't discredit Irish Airborne, the most decorated tag team in Ohio right now.
Yeah, well, I still think me and Eric should be champs. We won that tag match.
Well, I don't disagree with you. Certainly, Airborne did not earn it. They earned possession of the championship. They're the champions on record, but they had a lot of help from the office.
I agree. Ooh. Come on, Ricky. Oh, kick him again. Kick him harder. Oh.
Jake Crist with a duck. I'll tell you what, it's despite the personal stakes here, despite the fact that a lot of people's jobs are not really on the line, but certainly their ability to move up the ladder, so to speak, are on the line. Oh, hello. I can't get over how great it is to see two guys back in an IWC ring. I thought we're gone forever. Ricky Reyes and Shiima Xion. Reyes got fired. Shiima Xion didn't want to renew his contract.
Yeah. But they're here. It's hard to leave this company.
Well, they're not here because they enjoy the boss. They're not here because of the great working environment and the opportunity. They're here to help out some friends and to right some wrongs.
Exactly. And we respect them for that.
And you got to believe Ricky Reyes will be back in Puerto Rico very soon. Shiima Xion will be down in Mexico very soon. But they didn't forget where they came from, and they came back to help out. That's important.
Yeah.
That Justin, is loyalty, something that Norm is not showing.
Exactly. Notorious Norm. A notorious loser. Yeah, that's the best I got. Look at this, look at this.
Pace quickens here. Hard to pick who that's going to be advantageous to. That's brother Dave Crist in the ring now with Shiima Xion. And Dave Crist leaping arm drag into a bridging pin, and that's a count of 2, says Bobby Williams.
That's wrestling.
That is great wrestling. As long as Mr. Encon stays far away from the ring, it will continue as such.
Yeah.
And you can't discredit how, certainly Justin, you know this from experience, how hard Irish Airborne hit in the ring as well. They're right up there with a Rowe or a Reyes.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. They got some pretty sick, some sick double team moves. Look at this one right here.
Overhead neck breaker, lightning fast speed by Jake Crist, hook of the leg for 1.
I've been on the receiving end of that one before. That definitely torques the hell out of your neck.
Jake Crist cinching in the chin lock now. You can see the determination on the face of Jake Crist. So you gotta wonder what goes through the mind of guys like Airborne, Shane Taylor, Ray Rowe, when people tell them they have not earned or deserved their opportunities. Certainly they have the technical skill, they have the experience necessary, but talking to Dave Crist, in Dave Crist's mind, he feels he's the rightful and deserving tag team champion.
No, I agree. I know. You just can't reason with any. You can't. You know. What am I trying to say here? I don't know. Forget it. Let's just watch here and see what they do.
Well, certainly it's understandable, Justin, that your emotions are a bit flustered right now. Certainly, you're not used to watching in the shadows as Eric Ecstasy wrestles, and you're not used to this political landscape here that has affected really a lot of people that have built this company.
Ooh, good Shiima
counts out with the arm drag.
There you go, Shiima.
One of his own, Shiima on top.
That's why he's the champ, baby.
Oh, and look at this, another little makeshift huddle on the outside for Team Encon.
I think that might be a little more than just a little huddle. You know what I mean.
Ricky Reyes sends Jake for the ride, huge back elbow. Oh. And spitting right in the face of Ray Rowe and Shane Taylor.
Oh. Ricky better be careful. Yeah, I was going to spit at a guy on one of the chosen ones. I wouldn't be spitting at Ray Rowe, that's for sure.
Very interesting how in his last appearance here, Ricky Reyes was actually on the side of Ray Rowe and Shane Taylor when they all assaulted J-Rock. Apparently it seems that perhaps Reyes may feel a little abandoned that no one stuck up for him when Norm Connors released him.
Oh, I agree.
Logan Shulo in the ring. I'll tell you what, Shulo has a tremendous upside. He's got all the tools to go as far as he wants to in this industry. Of course, influenced by
10 minutes.
Influenced by some very poor mentors, but great size, great strength, very agile as well. Shulo was a hair away from qualifying for Super Indy a couple of months ago.
Yep, just couldn't get the job done against Facade. That's right. Is that who it was?
Right, you are.
Facade. Yep. Well, it's just, you know, he's still a rookie. He's only been around for a very short time. I mean, you know, I don't agree with his choice of who he hangs out with, but he'll find his niche. There you go, Ricky.
Reyes with the jawbreaker, tagging in Shiima Xion now, the heavyweight champion in the ring. Huge missile drop kick to Dave Crist.
Let's get aerial.
And Shiima, he's got a couple of months of pent-up frustration, and Ray Rowe takes him down. Dave Crist into the cover quickly. Could he pin the champion here? No. Tag into Shane Taylor.
Oh my God.
And again, we've seen a case in this matchup where Jimmy DeMarco, albeit to my knowledge not having any legitimate court-proven power here, has used his influence to change this matchup in a huge way, much like he did with Shiima and Rowe a couple months ago. DeMarco, I can never imagine his...
Oh my God!
Well, there you see Shiima Xion sandwiched in the corner. I can't get over Jimmy DeMarco using his powers of persuasion and indeed powers of perversion to, again, stick it to his boss, Norm Connors.
Yeah, I don't understand Jimmy's power or where it comes from, but who's going to argue with him? It's Jimmy DeMarco. I mean, an argument with Jimmy DeMarco could last days. It could last weeks.
Well, the bottom line is, Jimmy DeMarco or not, if Ricky Reyes comes to the ring and says, I want to fight, who's going to tell him no?
Exactly.
There's a cover now, hook of the leg on Shiima, and all the steam has been taken out of Shima's proverbial sails, thanks primarily to that railroad clothesline from the apron.
Here we go. Shima's fighting back a little bit.
But Dave Crist's body is between Shiima and Shima's corner, and now things are getting a whole lot worse. Or should I say battered.
Yeah.
Double shoulder tackle, and there a remorseless stare from the man who would be champion. And that is a bit of showboating we have not normally seen from Rowe, but comes from the ego that has been rather artificially inflated by his boss. You only hear so many times, you are the rightful champion, you're the best here, before you start to believe it.
Exactly. I know. Oh, come on, ref.
Certainly, Rowe has to earn that respect, earn that adulation. Much like yourself, perhaps the most underrated man in Pittsburgh, Justin Ida.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, he does. Hanging out with Norm, man. Ray's not going to get that respect. Not from any of the other boys in the back room, that's for sure.
Not at all. Logan Shulo now, shin lock. Has the knee between the shoulder blades of Xion, and Shima's got 4 fresh, angry, vengeful individuals to get to, but he's right now still so far away, and you gotta believe Shiima is starting to fade fast, but a second burst of adrenaline now from the future of fashion into the DDT.
One of the Shiima Zion's many innovative maneuvers.
Did Shiima get the tag though? Shulo, not smart enough, doesn't have enough experience to stop him, so Airborne get involved.
Toss the ref out of the way.
Airborne with that great combo offense. Second to none.
Come on, ref. Get him out of the ring. Jeez. There we go.
I think the referee may be a little intimidated here. He might be fined if Norm's boys aren't properly adhered to.
Oh!
Double back body drop by the Gambinos. As we have predictably lost all control here.
He's still there. Oh, not for long though.
Jake joins his brother on the outside.
Oh, what's Marshall doing? Oh, okay.
Eric Ecstasy now.
Oh, Eric.
Bisexual bulldozer.
Oh, Eric. What are you doing? No, Eric, don't do it. Oh my God.
We'll never find out.
That lariat is mean. I've gotten hit with it before.
We got Mickey and Jake Crist on the outside. Marshall and Dave Crist as well. Taylor has Eric set up. Side slam, but watch Shiima Xion. 5-0 black from the top. Shane Taylor never saw it coming, but Logan Shulo right in the ring. And this match has degenerated all over the place.
I don't know what's going on over there.
I'm not sure if we have a legal man anymore, or if it matters. Look at the clothesline. Shiima with a thrust kick. Can Shiima tag in Reyes? That's
Come on,
right. Shima's still the legal man here.
Come on, Shiima.
As is Shulo. Referee's keeping tabs.
But look who's on the other side. Oh, Rowe.
But Ricky Reyes is in.
I don't even know I don't even think he waited for the tag.
I don't believe a tag was made there.
Hey, everyone else is fighting. Why not we get these two in on the skirmish?
Reyes just wants to fight. Who could forget how pissed off Reyes was when he went after... What? What?
Unbelievable.
It was a ruse, a plan, a plot, a ploy, a sham, a charade, a conspiracy.
Unbelievable.
We've been duped, hoodwinked, flim-flammed, had the wool pulled over our eyes even.
I'm getting the hell out of here.
I don't blame you, Justin. Reyes was in on it all along? Are you kidding me? Why would Reyes side with this Norm Connors camp after being fired by Norm Connors after damn near ripping Norm's head off? What is this about? We know Reyes and Rowe had some sort of pact, but... Oh. And Rowe is just systematically dissecting the champion. And Reyes is calling for death row. Come on. Shiima Xion may never make it to Mexico. He may not make it out of Elizabeth, Pennsylvania. He may never make it out of IWC and the world he tried to leave behind. And there's death row. And this is still a damn match. Norm was a step ahead. It was handicapped, 6-on-4. And now a 3-on-1 beatdown. Somebody do something here. This is hideous. The rightful and deserving champion. We need some help out here. I hope our official is wanting to get some help. And now Norm's out here to gloat. Do we really need this right now? Hasn't he done enough? The Norm Connors and his chosen ones have assaulted Shiima Xion. Ricky Reyes apparently part of that faction now. But ladies and gentlemen, Shiima Xion still the heavyweight champion. And still, for my money, the most deserving champion in this company, whether anybody in this company, especially the boss, likes it or not.
Our final match. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It is Khan's Revenge. There is no time limit. There is no disqualification. There is no countout. And this bout is set for one fall to a finish. Whiskey will take my mind. Introducing to you first, hailing from Wetzel County, West Virginia, weighing in at 255 pounds, Necro Butcher.
For those few of you that may be unaware, you are looking at the most unorthodox and dangerous professional wrestler in the world today. Necro Butcher, infamous for some of the most brutal, barbaric, violent, and downright sickening death matches in the history of professional wrestling with any weapon you can imagine. He is not a mat wrestler. He is not a chain wrestler. He's not about arm drags and hip tosses. He's about fighting. And tonight, he's a hired killing machine. To go against this man, who for my money, works harder, sacrifices more, and deserves more respect and opportunity than just about anybody in this organization.
His opponent weighs in at 200 pounds. He is Delirious DeMarco.
Since DeMarco's change of heart, since his departure from the family,
Ladies and gentlemen, during this contest, since it is no rules and anything goes, no one is permitted to touch anything involved, and folks, chances are if the action spills to the outside, please get out of the way.
Necro Butcher was hired by Norm Connors to eliminate Jimmy DeMarco. And I've had a chance to talk to DeMarco. He is a friend of mine. We don't have a lot of things in common, obviously, but what we do have is a respect for this company, a respect for this business, and I respect everything Jimmy DeMarco has done for this company, even though it goes unappreciated by those in the front office. More than unappreciated, punished. DeMarco being punished for being in the main event at our heavyweight title tournament, punished for being more popular than Norm, more successful than Norm's chosen ones, And now, Jimmy DeMarco has to look into the mouth of hell, knowing that after this match, he may never ever be the same again. Necro Butcher's reputation spans the world over. Europe, Japan, prominently featured in the feature full-length movie The Wrestler. Necro Butcher is the most infamous underground cult sensation in professional wrestling, and it's not hype. It is not t-shirt slogans. Necro Butcher can legitimately maim and end people's careers, if not worse. But DeMarco, one thing you can always say about him, he is tough, he is gutsy, possibly oftentimes to a fault, and he will not quit and he will not back down from Necro Butcher, reputation or not. Matchup spilling all over these stands here. A very dangerous environment for not just the participants, but all the fans, and a trash can right to Jimmy DeMarco, and you can hear the impact. Thrown with reckless abandon. As I mentioned, Necro Butcher is paid specifically to take out Jimmy DeMarco. And we've seen already one example tonight of how DeMarco has helped make Norm Connor's life miserable. They're all the way back by our partition here, our separation. DeMarco just hit face first into that solid wall in the back of the building. Our great crew here, Tony F. from Digital Horizons, DHvideos.com, trying to follow this chaos as best we can. Necro Butcher's wearing the top of a garbage can right now, as DeMarco is still trying to fight his way out here. DeMarco fighting for survival, fighting for his life, his well-being, his career, his health, against a man that just does not give a damn about himself, about others, about anything, but hurting people and enjoying it. And just raking and digging away. Look at this sadistic madman, Necro Butcher. Another knife-edge chop onto Jimmy DeMarco. Thankfully, we're at least back over the guardrail now, ready to resume activity here. Joined now once again by Eric Ecstasy, who certainly had a rough go of things in that prior match. We'd love to talk about it, Eric, but there's just no time because this is a very pivotal matchup here where Jimmy DeMarco is literally just being strangled with these cords, and now we're rearranging guardrails. Oh my God.
You know, Joe, I don't lose often. I don't like to talk about it. I had to come out and see this live and in Technicolor right now.
Oh, look at it, just driving the guardrail into Jimmy DeMarco's head. This is hard to watch. And this is what Norm Connors wanted to see. This is damn disgusting.
This is revenge, Joe.
Revenge my ass. This is a public execution.
You know, me and Jimmy have had our differences, but this is ridiculous.
Oh God, we have fans falling over. It's chaos here. And it pales in comparison to what Jimmy's going through right now. And
no, we better get ready to
coming
move.
over here.
Brace yourself, Joey D.
I'm gonna see you.
This is insane.
DeMarco into the chairs, and Necro gonna bury Jimmy DeMarco under these solid steel chairs.
This isn't wrestling, Joe. This is a massacre.
This is not wrestling at all. But this is what Norm wants, right? This will make things better. This is running IWC for one damn person, and that's the guy in charge.
Joe, I don't even know what to tell you at this point, Joe. Oh, God.
Come on, Jimmy! Jimmy, Jesse, come on, Jimmy! Kick his ass, Necro!
to a guy in a wheelchair.
DeMarco just used a handicapped individual to his advantage. That is a first at IWC, Joe.
DeMarco has life. For the love of God, he has life. Well, just like...
Talk about a foreign object, Joe.
Well, yeah. Now, he's American, but...
A handicapped object was used.
Eric, I invite you to sit back down here. We've lost some chairs.
Joe, I'm happy I'm safe right now.
Yes.
The comfort of my own chair.
That's more than we can say for Jimmy right now, unfortunately. And how does this help the company, Eric? You move up a little closer to the microphone if you please. But how does this help Jimmy DeMarco? How does this help this company? This helps Norm.
Norm Connors is arrogant. He's always been that way. You know, we deal with it in the back. These fans didn't know what Norm was like. And this is obviously his years of frustration. Indie wrestling, it can do that to you. And Norm is taking out his frustration on everybody he feels wronged him.
You know
Me,
what?
Justin, Gambino, and now Jimmy. And Jimmy seems to be the prime target.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, Lord! Oh, Lord! Concussion City!
Joe, I'm just waiting for Jimmy to have life. I mean, it's taken away immediately.
Stop the damn match. That's enough. Norm proved his damn point. Necro Butcher came in, he did his thing. Let's stop this, okay? And you've had your issues with Jimmy in the past. I've had my issues with Jimmy in the past. But we both got to respect him for the sacrifices he makes, for the hard work he puts into performing, to wrestling, to entertaining, to all. I've been on the road with Jimmy DeMarco. I've seen him do some weird friggin' things, some out there things, because he loves this business.
Oh, Joe, Jimmy is busted open and Necro's raking the cut.
You know what? I've been on the road with Jimmy DeMarco. I've been in cars with him, wondering when he's going to stop bleeding. I've seen the sacrifice he puts in. I've seen what he's earned.
Oh,
that's disgusting.
This is sick, Joe. This is not wrestling.
I have seen DeMarco give it his all to get where he is in this business. And for some pompous ass to tell him he doesn't deserve his spot and book him in this match is damn disgusting. That's not wrestling.
It's not wrestling, Joe.
And we knew it wouldn't be. And I give Jimmy a ton of credit because he's not dead right now. He's not motionless.
I don't know how he's not.
No disrespect to you, but that's more than either of us could probably say.
Definitely. I might have hopped the plane on out of here already.
Exactly. Joe. But Jimmy has no fear. Again, guts potentially to a fault.
Absolutely. I mean, we've been out here a while here, Joe. I haven't seen Jimmy. I just haven't seen it. I don't know. I think this was too much for him.
Well, I mean, it's Necro Butcher. I mean, he's known the world over. He's been in full-length movies. He's been in multiple countries. Necro Butcher is the most sadistic individual in professional wrestling.
It's the first time I've seen him up close, Joe. I'm speechless.
I've heard stories, and I've seen some video clips. For those of you watching on, oh, check this out, DeMarco! What toughness! What tenacity! DeMarco's still fighting!
Crimson mask and all, DeMarco does not stop.
I have no idea how DeMarco's doing it, but he's still in this thing.
This is amazing, Joe. The crowd behind Jimmy is always, you know, a lot of times our crowd, when they see a new face, they like them, but I tell you what, nobody can match the popularity of Jimmy DeMarco right now.
Certainly, there's a lot of things about Jimmy DeMarco that others could only hope to match. There's a lot of things about Jimmy DeMarco that Norm Connors could only hope to match.
Exactly. And just when you thought Jimmy had the edge, it looks like the tables are turned again.
Well, we've seen a sign or two of life, but oh God, just dropped him back first on the edge of that steel guardrail.
This is sick, Joe.
Like that could have broken his spine.
This is hard to watch.
It's very hard to watch.
Hard to watch.
And to know that our damn boss is taking some sick pleasure in this makes it even worse.
To know, Joe, that the fact that we're speaking out against him, this could be us next show.
It could be.
That's a scary thought in and of itself. Oh, Butcher's going up to the ramp.
Can it get much worse? I shudder to think. But Jimmy is still...
Is there even a need for a referee at this
point? Jimmy is still crawling towards a fight. He's still crawling towards Necro Butcher. And that is commendable as hell.
I can't even watch it.
Oh no. Well, Necro's got some furniture placed very precariously. Those are open chairs. Oh my God.
That could have been what Jimmy needed. Oh.
And DeMarco got dropped.
And that's nothing but steel, Joe.
That's right. That's steel and a little bit of wood mixed in with it. Steel beams, wood boards, and a steel ramp right below them, steel chairs right next to them.
Crowd coming alive for Jimmy again. Let's hope he can use it.
Well, but is it futile with the, oh no. No. No! God! Jesus! That's it.
That has to be it.
Can we ring the bell?
Jimmy's still kicking.
Okay. Norm, you proved your point. You're the omnipotent, all-being, whatever. But
I just want to see Jimmy fight back at some point. I mean, this is sick.
I want to see Jimmy have a career. I want to see Jimmy here next month. That's what I'm concerned about right now.
Who's going to suck his muscles now? I mean, they might be unsuckable at this point. It's not your joke, but
no. But I mean, that is part of Jimmy DeMarco's personality, and that may be the last we see of it.
Yeah.
That's the painful truth here.
He's wanting a count out, but I'm pretty sure that rule is waived.
Yeah. Well,
Jimmy is back in the ring,
and Jimmy
calling for more.
Jimmy walked back to the ring. He needed help, but he walked back to the ring, and he's begging for more. And Jimmy, again, the guts, the determination, the desire to stick it to the boss, to rise up above this, but...
I mean, any normal man, even a superhuman man would have quit by now. Jimmy is calling for more.
Oh, camel clutch.
We could see a submission here.
DeMarco may pass out from the pain.
Joe, I don't know if you're aware of this, but this is their actual wrestling hold.
This is. That's the first we've seen.
The first in this one.
Maybe the last. I mean, you look at all the people who are viewed as some of the best hardcore type wrestlers, the high pain threshold, guys like Mick Foley or Mr. Pogo in Japan, or even a guy like Rowe. Very few times in their career have any of these guys been through something this severe.
I know, exactly.
And this one-sided. But Jimmy's still fighting. And Jimmy got a low blow.
You can always count on a low blow from Jimmy here and there.
Jimmy DeMarco, resourceful as ever, pulls something out here. Back suplex.
Go for the pin, Jimmy. Come on.
Jimmy, he's got to get out of this. I admire Jimmy DeMarco more so now than ever, but he's got to finish this match any way possible.
He couldn't even lift the Butcher at this point.
Not at all.
And that stinky foot to the face.
Well, DeMarco's been dropped on his back so many times from so many awkward angles. I am legitimately amazed he can stand and walk. Side rush and leg sweep, that's two, and DeMarco kicked out!
He kicked out, Joe. This is amazing.
Oh, Jimmy.
Jimmy, just stay down. I mean, fight another day.
That's the smart move, but I've never seen Jimmy lay down. No matter
still behind him.
No matter who it was, whether it was the family, way back to Rowe, way back to the start of his career, J-Rock, Jake Garrett, a lot of bad men have tried to take Jimmy DeMarco down, but he's never stayed down.
He's still here. And one of IWC's top stars.
Whether the boss wants to admit it or not. He may be forced to admit it if Jimmy DeMarco can survive this, but that is a very huge if right now.
I don't even know if Necro is looking to win at this point. It's obvious Norm paid him to do a job, and that was to end his career.
Absolutely. And Necro takes great pleasure with that. He's got a chair again.
Oh, this is just, somebody needs to stop it.
And you feel good when you see Jimmy get these spurts of off and another kick out. It goes right back to just, again, being hard to watch.
I mean, raking the cut in his forehead over and over. I mean, what a sick man.
And Jimmy DeMarco is still running his mouth in Jimmy fashion.
Still running his mouth.
Oh God. A slam onto the chair, and I don't believe that chair was entirely folded, which just makes the impact even worse.
At some point, this has to, somebody needs, and Jimmy is up.
Well, he's not up, but he has signs of life. He's on to his knees.
He's calling for more.
Jimmy trying to show that his spirit and his body will not be broken by Norm's tyrannical reign.
Oh, God!
But how much is too much?
That has to be it, Joe.
Necro's not going to stop arbitrarily. He's having fun.
A powerbomb alone.
That's got to be it.
Oh, my God.
But Jimmy again kicks out.
Got that. A powerbomb alone should be enough to finish it, let alone on a stack of steel chairs.
There's going to be no ref stop. There's going to be no curfew time limit here. There's no way out of this.
There's no way.
But to get pinned.
Somebody needs to throw in the towel, something.
Somebody does. Bobby Williams, fast count DeMarco. Just do something.
I mean, somebody's got to take the responsibility here.
I understand pride. I understand his hatred for Norm, but I mean, you can't go this far. And I'd love to see Necro Butcher here as a regular competitor. I'd love to see him as one of the IWC elite, but not if he's doing stuff like this.
Absolutely not.
He's not here for competition right now.
This is not a place for you want to do this, you go to Japan, you go to Philly, you don't come to the IWC.
Superplex perhaps. Wrestling move it is, but...
And you hear the fans saying this doesn't look good, I have to agree with them.
Not much has, to be honest with you. And my heart goes out to Jimmy right now.
Jimmy's got some life.
Wait a second. Powerbomb? Necro's hanging on.
All right, Jimmy.
Necro dropping the chairs. Didn't have a ton of muscle behind it, but it created some time. It may have created an opening.
That might have been it, Joe. I'm telling you.
But what the hell is Jimmy going to do now? Jimmy may be single-handedly proving to be the toughest man on this whole by God roster, but there's still a relatively fresh Necro Butcher to contend with.
Jimmy could be looking for the cookie cutter.
It's a victory for Jimmy just to stand at this point, let alone fight.
Yeah, it makes it out of here alive. He's won.
But he's fighting. I cannot believe this. Modified Bulldog.
Onto the chairs.
Come on, three. No. Damn it.
You got to think just as tough as Jimmy, Necro has to be up there too. How much punishment is he going to be able to take?
That's true. Necro Butcher has been through an ungodly amount of punishment in his life. I couldn't even begin to list.
Get onto the chair.
The beyond gruesome things he's been through. Again, Necro gets dropped. That's right. The DDT. Is that going to be 3? No. And Jimmy, he's trying, but he does not have that luster behind it that he usually does. His entire body has got to be racked with pain right now.
I'm not even sure what he's running on right now.
Absolutely not.
At this point, he has to be numb.
Jimmy's got the chair, though. He's got the chair. Look out! To the head. Necro Butcher is
And it had an effect. It had an effect.
But he's not down.
Again.
Look out! No, it does. Oh no! Choke slam! Choke slam on the chair. Not more? No. Tiger bomb. That's gotta be. No! Get Jimmy kicked out.
Jimmy kicked out.
These are moves that would put a man away in a normal situation, let alone on top of solid steel.
Let alone after 20 minutes of the worst punishment I've ever seen in my life.
And granted, I was a fan of Jimmy DeMarco before this match, but I have unheralded newfound respect for Jimmy DeMarco.
Respect is the word. I couldn't agree with you more when you said toughest man in IWC.
You know, he won.
Rowe, I don't care. That man is the toughest man I've seen.
He started to win over respect when he rebelled against the family, became his own man, but this takes it off the charts. If anybody ever doubts what Jimmy DeMarco means to this company, this is Exhibit A of why DeMarco is one of the top players.
Yo, look at this.
C4!
Oh, the cookie cutter on the chair!
On the edge of the chair, Necro's breathing may have been cut off. His throat may have been crushed. Backslide, shoulders down, and he did it!
It ends with a backslide, Joe!
Here's your winner, Delicious, Jimmy DeMarco!
Unreal!
I have no idea how in the hell Jimmy DeMarco did that. I don't think Jimmy DeMarco knows how Jimmy DeMarco did that, but this is a big you-know-what-you to the boss right now. His hired assassin came up empty.
The biggest upset in IWC history, it has to be.
It must be. DeMarco proved he belongs. He proved that he's worthy.
Wait a minute, Joe. No, Necro's not done.
Oh no.
Wait a minute.
Well.
Wait a minute. Could this be all part of NCON's plan? I mean, what?
Let's see.
Wait a minute, Rowe's in the ring.
Wait a second. Rowe, Ricky Reyes, Shane Taylor.
Look at this. This is all set up. It was a setup.
As if Jimmy hasn't been through enough.
It was an absolute setup, Joe.
What? And now it's 5-on-1. Norm instructing Necro Butcher to join in.
Looks like NCON has another disciple.
Oh! He's got Norm! No. And DeMarco's still fighting. By God, you gotta love Jimmy DeMarco.
Wait a minute.
What is this?
Wait a minute.
Necro Butcher. Well, Necro Butcher was here to do a job. The job's over. And now Necro Butcher's getting beat down. I guess Necro earned his money and he was done.
As sadistic as he is, he appreciated the sadistic side of Jimmy, and that's what we've seen here. Appreciation.
And as strange as it is, it was nothing personal against Jimmy. It was just doing a job.
Yeah.
But now look at Norm. Norm has to be on top of this situation. Norm has to run Jimmy down, and we got company.
There we go.
Gambino's hit the ring. And the Gambinos are coming to the aid of Jimmy DeMarco, and I never thought I'd see that again.
I mean, a few months ago, they would have been the ones joining in.
You could see how deep the hatred for Norm Connors and friends runs here.
Absolutely.
Even this personal family rivalry on the back burner. Hello.
Norm's a little upset over the way Norm doesn't like hardcore wrestling.
Yeah, he wasn't here because he didn't bring Necro here because he thought Necro would help the show. He brought Necro here to maim Jimmy DeMarco.
I mean, what did he think would happen?
Now the Gambinos.
Hey, I might have came here to collect a bounty. No good stake in the ground for him. And I ain't going home with the bounty, but what I'm going home with is a lot of respect.
Absolutely.
I've been here in the house of his life, and he still come back and try to save me from you. I ain't got no match tomorrow, but I'll tell you what, Mr. Jimmy DeMarco, if you'll have me, let's team up. Everybody knows I'm from West Virginia, you're from Pittsburgh. Let's set these backyard brawl differences apart and teach these Cleveland thugs something about homegrown violence, my man.
Wow.
Strange bedfellows there, Joe.
Right you are. What's Jimmy got to say?
Hey, all I gotta say is tonight, when you go home in your big race car bed and you cuddle up with these three gabos, you better invest in a really good alarm system, a really big dog, or a really big gun. Cause this guy makes house calls, bitch.
I think that was Jimmy DeMarco's way of saying, okay, deal.
Yeah, and Norm's not safe anywhere.
An embrace center of the ring by Necro Butcher and Jimmy DeMarco. Norm Connors and his chosen ones leave. Center of the ring, it's the Gambinos, it's DeMarco, it's Necro Butcher. Tonight.
Hey, Chuck, cut that music. What me and Necro Butcher want right now is the loudest Norm sucks chant you people can get. And we, Norm sucks, we. Yeah, what?
The boss is not going to like that.
Well, after what Norm forced us to just sit through,
He deserved that.
He definitely did. He deserved that and 1,000 times more. But ladies and gentlemen, tonight, Norm Connor's best laid plan did not work. He could not defeat Jimmy DeMarco. Jimmy DeMarco proves he's tough enough, he's good enough, he's deserving enough. Jimmy DeMarco, the heart and soul of IWC, and one tough son of a bitch. Ladies and gentlemen, this is only step one.